today we're gonna work on getting this character ready for Forgotten Gods Act 7 and do some dungeons, I guess. Okay, so what I want to do first here is actually do the hidden paths, and I should start with the one in normal, because I think I have not done a single hidden path yet. So let's do the one in normal, then elite, then ultimate, and then ultimate we also go and jump into the SLT, and maybe start collecting some, like, you know, some items that you need to unlock specific bosses. So you want dynamite for this, first of all. 37, that should be enough. These are level 1 here, level 3 I guess, I mean it doesn't really matter, right? We can jump, hop, hop. You more in there, welcome on. Ah, shit. Okay, so yeah, hidden path part 1 is over here in Double Crossing, right? You just go across the river here, and there it is. I mean, if you're level 100... Actually, this kind of like scales to high levels now as well, as you can see. They're like, what, level 98? 99? I mean, they scale to my level, yeah, like I'm 96, so yeah. It actually scales all the way, normal now. Interesting. Interesting. Which means we get a level 94 pair of pants, maybe even. Okay, this one is actually level 84. It just has a level 92 affix on it, so it is not max level. But Glacial of Attack is not too bad. I mean, it's not Formidable prefix, which is better, with more Fizz, but Glacial would be at least cold damage, so kinda neat for this build. But then again, I have like mythical leg plates of Valor, right, which have 1874 armor, so I'll just keep what I have for now, and yeah, we're just gonna make our way to 4 spots of the hidden path and get all of those done to, well, get additional skill points. And attribute points as well, actually. Yo, Lokarr warriors, welcome, welcome. It's a little awkward, I feel like, when like all the other side zones are like level 40 or level 1 mobs, and just these bosses scale to 100. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I can see a specific group of people liking this change. I personally am completely indifferent about this. Oh, can't I like jump over there? I can. There we go. Maybe we should ask for leg plates of Valor to be nerfed so we can consider other items. Yeah, maybe. Still no blade spirits? Yeah, maybe next year. Thanks, White Wolf. Welcome in, by the way. Welcome in, Giselle. Okay, then in here, oh, Dominators, eh? That's kind of like formidable. But I mean, it's a pet thing, right? Pet-based pair of pants. There's also a mob in here called the Mad Queen, which I guess on normal, at this point, should be a complete pushover. But she's still like max level. Oh, she can actually sunder. There was like an orange animation there, right? But yeah. It's still beta. It is still beta. Still beta at this current moment. Not enough scrap, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, so all this loot is kind of trash, isn't it? What was this? Tempest of Protection. That's okay. It's okay. It is just okay. So we already got the attribute point. We're gonna get the skill point after doing the next part here. which, as you might have guessed, is in the East Marsh. Okay, where do I put my points now? I could go Cunning for away, I could go Spirit for just like raw damage, or Physique to become tankier. Where should I put the point, guys? What do you think? I have enough Physique, I just don't have enough HP. And Physique does give you more HP than Cunning and Physique. And Cunning and Spirit, rather. Now, cargo stuff. Welcome, welcome. That sure sounds like some Swedish king cargo stuff. That is a very Swedish king name. We have here Blessed. Wait, what? This is a thing? What? Players are more resistant to all damage plus 2% max all res? What? What are these modifiers? Huh? What? Dude, there was already like one that was ridiculously OP the last time. I don't quite remember what it was. Oh yeah, that was 20% crit damage, right? We were like, holy, this is a lot. And now there's 2% max all res? Wait, what? Huh? Oh, it was 40% crit damage, even not only 20. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I said like it should be maybe like 20, but it was actually 40, right? Yeah, this is... What is this power creep? You... Also, what is this shit design here? Why? Wait, can you actually go up here? Oh, maybe you can't go up here, then it's not shit design. Never mind, I'm just dumb. Is he okay? He's raving. There's 10% TDM, though. Ooh, okay. I mean... I guess modifiers are always like a bit like reroll territory because they're random and... yeah. I mean, the core issue is just like modifiers. I like the player not having agency over the modifiers, I guess. Crate does love their randomness, I guess, in a way. Seal of the Night blueprint on normal from Temple of the Three. I would have never expected that in the last patch, but here we are. Okay, then you speak to this guy, right, and then you have the skill point as well. I wish to learn from the three. I'm ready to receive the gift, and you got gifted. We'll do the same shit on Elite, and then again on Ultimate. Let's build Fox. It's normal. It was normal difficult. So, yeah. It should destroy content on normal. Because otherwise it would be a joke. What am I going here? I don't know this game. I know the house is over there, right? Oops, here's the house, here's the river, here's the crossing. Viable for normal? Hey, I mean, people can play endgame and normal now if they want, right? You can scale all the way to 100. It is possible. There's... Don't normal shame here in this chat. No normal shaming. Oh, this guy is still... What the fuck? I have like max S+. What is this damage? Where is it coming from? Wait, 30% physical rest reduction? Or was it physical damage reduction? Well, that's just fumble crap, right? Yeah, this is fumble. Dude, what? How am I taking so much damage? I don't get it. It's not even like ultimate. I mean, I guess it's just a Reaper, right? He deals tons of damage, but he also takes tons of damage most of the time. Just Reaper things. I mean, it still fucks an elite, yeah. I'm gonna type this every time now you beat a Guardian to not look dumb. Gaming journalists can actually get a max out char now. Pog, yeah, they can. They can complete the game all the way to 100 on journalist difficulty. Very true, very true. Hello, hello Frost, welcome, welcome. Is there any class combination that you think has a bad combined name? I always felt like Witch Hunter and Shieldbreaker were a little weird. Like, is it a witch that hunts, or is it a hunter that witches? Who knows, right? Because, like, isn't the witch hunter himself a witch as well? Because he's like occultist. A little weird. I guess it's like a witch hunter that like uses witchcraft to hunt witches or something like that. Trickster? I think Trickster is a fine name, but the shaman part doesn't really make sense for Trickster in my opinion. I feel like, I don't know, like Nightblade Inquisitor could have been a Trickster instead. It's a little weird for shaman, I feel like. There's nothing tricky or sneaky about a shaman at all. I can see that more about Nightblade, okay, that kind of makes sense maybe. And then, if I had to choose another class, I would probably choose Inquisitor for that name. But yeah, the name overall is like, kind of eh. Shaman spirits, summon spirits though, it fits. I mean the Wind Devils. Storm Guard, but like Storm Guard, I feel like Guard doesn't mesh well with Nightblade, to be honest. Another Dominators, wait, what? Literally, oh, I mean, I guess Dominator is also like a pet prefix, right? It's not only Visitors, it's also a pet prefix. So... Okay, Mage Queen again. Let's try to, I mean, she's gonna be a bit tankier here, so let's try to dodge her Sunder, I guess. Also, we still aren't fucking using... Wait, what Sunders? What even Sunders? Huh? I don't get it. Guess we're gonna find out an ultimate and then die. Cool. The last attack. Like always her last attack before she dies. What do you mean, the last attack? Like, she was also like glowing orange when she like activated the aura, right? Oh, why did I not like pick up 30 scrap? What am I doing? Yeah, Stormblade, for example, would have been a cool name for like Shaman Nightblade. Like, that would be fitting and cool, in my opinion. Or even Mistblade, yeah. No? That's enough, yes. The Weatherman. I feel like Weatherman is more something for, you know, like Shaman Berserker or like maybe Shaman Arcanist instead of Druid. I mean, apart from being a ridiculous name in the first place for a class in a fantasy RPG, but the Weatherman. What do you think? Okay, let's do like actual prediction stuff though. Like, what do you think are the Berserker combinations gonna be called? By the way, Xanta is spoiler Dreadblade, right? And then in a Discord chat later, he said, "Well, actually, nobody's gonna be called Dreadblade because there's too many like Dreadblade items in the game already. So he doesn't want to like change all the references. So no Berserker is gonna be called Dreadblade." fake spoiler, I guess. Trix is just referring to Norse lore like Loki. Is it low-key referring to it, or is it high-key referring to it, though? Aha. Demo and Berserker equals hooligan. While I think that is actually a fitting name, I'm not sure if it fits the Grim universe. Yeah, I think something like Zealot would fit very well, like maybe Berserker Oathkeeper. Would be Zealot, yeah. Also, I mean, Kraid is RTS fan, right? All of them are RTS fans. They would literally want to do their own RTS game as well. And Zealot was a unit in StarCraft Brood War. And all of them have played StarCraft as well, right? Like fucking Zentai modded StarCraft 2 before he joined Kraid pretty much. So I think Zealot is a very high possibility actually. I think it's also like a pretty nice name. Or a something like this as well. Nightblade and Berserker equals Stabber. Battle Cruiser for Soldier and Berserker. I mean... While I think Zealot fits, I'm not sure about Battle Cruiser. Battle Cruiser operational. Oh shit. Bonk. Legendaries and Elite. Let's go. Barbarian gotta be Soldier and Berserker. It could also be Soldier and Shaman though. I mean, Shaman and Berserker, right? Maybe. Maybe. Oathkeeper Berserker equals Hulk. I think Hulk and Stabber and Battlecruiser and Hooligan aren't very likely. Just like a gut feeling though. Might be wrong. Shaman and Berserker equals Ultimist, Shaman Berserker equals... What is that? Runic Norse runes? Something in Norse runes? Shaman and Berserker equals Wild Caller. Laughs in Norse. Is anybody in chat that actually can like speak and read Norse? I mean, some historians can, I guess, but... Alright, we got the gifts again, right? One skill point, one attribute point. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, let's go to Ultimate then. Wow, this build fucks. Yeah, it sure does on Elite as well. Let's see about Ultimate. I'm gonna die, I guess, to Mad Queen maybe. Shaman and Berserker equals Beastmaster. Oh my god. Last Epoch flashbacks from pets. I mean, Berserker probably won't have pets though. It could still be a name though, I guess. Maybe also they lied to us when they said Berserker isn't gonna have any pets. You are the beast, you are the master of the beast. Or are you the beast of the master? Who's the master, we don't know. We're sure we don't have pets. I mean, Zentai said it won't have pets on Discord, but he also said Dreadblade is gonna be a mastery, and then he, like a class rather, and then he said, well, it's not. So... It's maybe a bit too early to tell. It player scales with pet buffs, that would be so ridiculously broken. Okay, don't die. Don't fucking die here. Oh, no redstone, I guess. Make sure to apply your Mark of Torment and your Eloman, otherwise you both just die here. But if you don't, then you just fuck, right? This build fucks. Okay, Steps of Torment. I think I want to actually combine... Combine what? Okay, I want to combine several things here. So obviously we're going to do Hidden Path. Then also we want to do SLT. But also, I might want to get a item from SLT that I can only get if I have done a certain minor prerequisite quest before that. And for that quest, you need to have... It's like a secret quest line, right? You need to have... Where is that? The... Hello? The Storm Heart in your inventory, otherwise it doesn't trigger. So we're gonna put this in the inventory and then go to actually the Blood Grove. Alright, that's how it worked. And then we go to the there's like a big oak in the Blood Grove you wanna go to. Yo, welcome. Berserker equals Inquisitor. Berserker and Inquisitor equals Gunslinger. Huh? I don't think it really works. At all, to be honest.
Ah, I've been expecting you.
Thanks for the Prime as well, Welfor. Welcome on to the Bloomers. Much appreciated support. Much appreciated. Thanks for all the videos. Hey, thanks for watching. Glad you enjoy the content. This Reaper playthrough is gonna be on YouTube soon, TM, obviously as well. Like the one where I actually don't die in that one. I don't think anything Gunslinger makes sense for Berserker, and... I don't know, I don't think it like works. Because like there's also so many Gunslinger items, it doesn't make any sense, like it wouldn't work. Okay, so if you go to this oak, right, with the Stormheart in your inventory, you will get this prompt right here, and that one will drop a big fat quest, like lore note into your inventory. And basically gives you like directions where to go next. And this one says blah 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 blah, right? And then it says swept away by the harpies that fill the sky in the twilight hours, but what if he was not just there to protect us? And then further down, Dyla, I have defied our father and entered the depths of anguish. Now, you might know the anguish from like some other lore notes. And or if you have been to the Steps of Torment before already, then well, you're gonna find the next one in the SLT, in the Steps of Torment. Grammaton, Cleric, Inquisitor, and Zerker. I mean, Cleric in general could maybe work. I'm not sure. I mean, apart from like Oathkeeper though, there isn't too much like... I mean, okay, you could also say occultist is like religious in a way, right? Like, or like, I mean, cults, religions, right? It's like pretty much the same shit. The same thing, right? So like Oathkeeper and occultist are like the most religious classes, one could say, maybe. Not sure. It's a movie reference. Oh, I don't know any movies. I'm sorry, I don't do like pop culture, I guess. Shaman too? Yeah, true. Shaman is, I mean, yeah, as a like ritualistic leader, or not necessarily leader, but like as a ritualistic guy. Shaman is, I mean, that's also like pretty much a religion thing. Zerg plus Demo seems hard. Yeah, it needs to be some kind of like... Some kind of like crazy madman, kind of like a pyromancer, but we already have pyromancer. Inquisitor. Yeah, there is some religious, holy shit, I can't talk. Religious connection to Inquisitor as well, I guess. I feel like Inquisitors in Grim Dawn are like way less religious than, say, something like Warhammer universes. Like both the normal one and the 40k one. But I mean, the name itself obviously is very religious already. Zerg Soldier equals Skirmisher. Yeah, something like Skirmisher, or I think Skirmisher, Zealot work. There's still like names, I think like Guardian that could also work. But like I don't think Guardian like fits in Berserker class. Expansion's already done. They're just taking a year to think of 9 new names. Imagine. One new question, can SR actually drop all purples, even the boss dedicated ones? No. It cannot drop, for example, Alchemist's Rings or Sharzul's Word Eater and so on. Like the stuff from the... Okay, so it can drop all items except for the ones blocked behind the dungeons. So it can drop boss loot, but not the ones from bosses from the dungeons. Oh yeah, SR can also... It can drop all Nemesis stuff except for the Python's eyes for some reason. Not sure why, to be honest. So like all the green... I think basically SR like drops all green boss loot. Yeah, it doesn't drop the purple boss loot. I don't think like you can get Oculus Visage, for example. Or GRIMTOOLS head and stuff like that in the SR. Yeah, wait, okay, so I have to clarify. It's not just the loot from the dungeons that you don't get. It is actually loot from dungeons that you can get. Like you can get a green Alchemist War Sword, right? You can get all the green boss loot, but you can't get the legendary boss loot, I think. There aren't many legendary boss items though. But yeah, for example, like GRIMTOOLS head, or what's the other one called? Like Halanx's head, Dark One set. Well, shit, what's it called? Like Oculus Visage, right, from the Messenger. Then like Gargobolt pistols and so on. Holy shit, this guy fucks. Yep, he fucks. Okay, so this guy right here, right, he still has a fucking Curse of Frailty, which you might think, well, he reduces resistances, right? Isn't that like whatever? Well, the problem is, he also reduces physical resistance. And you might think he doesn't deal physical damage, but he does. Lots of his attacks don't only deal fire, but also physical damage, so he's super scary for characters with like low physical resistance / armor, actually. Because, yeah, he puts you down to like 5% physical instead of 35, for example. Which is a little bit ridiculous. A tiny bit ridiculous. Madly in shambles. I mean, just have more visitors, or like have more armor, I guess. My armor is so bad. Still. Why is it so bad still? How? This is 94, this is 94, this is 94. This is 82, this is 82, okay. But like... just Reaper things, I guess. Wasn't there a Madly command? There is a Madly command, yes. Okay, what do we have in here? So we are resilient to poison and bleed damage. That is whatever. Enemies cripple the damage of their opponents. Yikes. What? Enemies deal additional physical damage. Yikes. Didn't I just say I have like low armor? Well, fuck me, I guess. This is crazy. Okay, modifiers in general are like way scarier now. Like they can be crazy beneficial, but also crazy scary action enemies. So they apply this. They know where's it. Wait. Oh yeah, here it is, right. Total damage. 8% reduction, 0.8 seconds remaining. Dude, cruel is like actually cruel now. Oh, yes. Oh, and you cannot use your own damage reduction anymore to reduce enemy damage reduction, right? Like before this patch, you used to be able to actually like apply a damage reduction debuff on the enemy, and then the enemy's debuff, for example, damage reduction, would have, well, like less effect. But now you actually can't do that anymore. You just always deal 8% less damage. I guess we need to get more armor over here. I don't know, just more damage maybe. Spirit. Oh shit, and then you have Reflect on top. What the fuck? Have fun pushing Boundless Dungeons next season, guys. With new modifiers. I mean, this is not like Mountain of Memes level, but you might go back to softcore. By the way, if you think these modifiers are cool or too scary, too crazy, go to the forums and post feedback. They will listen, maybe. Or maybe you think they need a buff. I don't know. Either way, go and post feedback if you have any opinion about this. Yeah, it's definitely crashy, it's not stable. Patch is very unstable still, like compared to at least last patch. But I mean, I guess that's understandable because there's like tons of stuff that are actually like changing on the engine side. So yep. Or I don't know if it's like actually like on the engine, or I mean somewhere in between. Like it's certainly like the changes are deeper than your average like patch changes, that's for sure. Oh boy. I guess you just hop, right? Just evade. Hop. Fuck these guys. And trap, 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 trap. Alright, Allo, he's here. Here we go. It'll go. Okay. Don't forget to reapply your Eloman when you go stage 2. Oh shit, he sunders. Interesting. Good to know. So like stage 2 has a claw attack that sunders. He does glow yellow, or like orange, or whatever the color is. I think it's orange. Elite builders hate the simple trick. Read now, like pressing the evade button. Dude, every time like Madly posts a video of him doing Crucible, like I don't see him ever like using evade button. Like he either just stomps the content still, or he just like proceeds to die and then be like, Crucible needs buffs! Or like Crucible needs nerfs rather. Players need buffs and Crucible needs nerfs. It's too hard. And you see him like literally never ever like using evade button. It's kind of funny. It's like just evade, bro. What do you mean? Or at least like try waiting. I don't know. I mean, he might have a point, but I feel like sometimes he's like on purpose not trying and then dying because he's not trying. And then he's like, this needs to change. I can't disengage for 2 seconds. It's gonna ruin my clear time. This was fine. The reward sucks. I don't know if they changed the new rewards. I mean, the old rewards were fine. Like, if you were able to, like, speedrun Crucible on the last patch, it was literally the best way to farm anything. Apart from, like, well, stuff that you can't get there. I think it was actually, like, quicker for farming than SR on the last patch, at least. But I have no clue how it is right now. How the loot is. They might have nerfed it, not sure. I mean, it's gonna have like less loot, but like because of like them reducing quantity but increasing quality, I guess. But I mean, shouldn't that be the case for like every single game mode? So like in comparison, should still be like the best. Not sure. Hallöle Popöle. One of the recent vids was a bit yeah, like just like the last one he posted where he was like just skip to minute 3 and 55 or something like that, and he was like literally face tanking like 4 guys in spawn and not using evade a single time and then dying and like and then arguing that like Crucible needs to change, it's broken. Like, dude, are you even trying? The fuck? No, going into the corner with nowhere to run is the ideal approach. Yeah, that's how you should play Crucible, I guess. Then I don't know, man, like, if 1198 told people to play, like, or rather taught people to play the Crucible like that, then I'm happy it's just changing. Okay, if you have done this dialogue thingy, right? So the place where to go next in the obviously level called Anguish, which this one refers to, is over here, the secret chamber here. You go here and you go here, right? And then you get this prompt, and then this one puts another piece of lore into your inventory. It says blah 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 blah, and then you know where to go, right? Is it okay to play offline season if I'm kinda new to the game? Yeah, sure. I mean, I think the offline season is generally very new player friendly. The content is on average, and especially towards endgame, gonna be a little bit harder than the base game. But if you're fine with that, what the fuck is this? Soul Rent first run? Okay, game. So they made like better quality loot, eh? Does he have a sounder? Because Alchemist was always super easy, right? He still doesn't have any skill that actually hurts. Dude, what is this? I'm level 97. I mean, okay, it's at least ultimate. I'm a fucking Reaper. Should I like make beginner guides around like using Soul Rend and Alchemist rings now? Maybe, right? Maybe. Apparently they're easy to get. To be fair, the weapon isn't as good as it is cool. It's pretty cool though. Deja vu moment. Just get it. What was it? Rule number 2? What was this one? Similar situation, right? Like SOT, for example. Too hard, right? Just get a Soul Rend, just get an Alchemist ring.
1 hour later.
What? What is this? What is this run, dude? Okay, to be fair, it was a purple ring though.
What?
It was a purple
Dude,
ring.
that's like 25 points in one run, dude.
At least it was a purple ring, I guess. This one isn't as ridiculous then. It's not the same. Oh, big bonks. We love to hear those big bonks. Big bonkers on the ground. Okay, I mean, I have a Soul Rend Reaper guide, so if you're watching this, you can just like, you know, watch the Soul Rend Reaper guide and play that one if you want instead. You can play it with the SR set, like I did. You can play it with the Morganath set. I guess Morganath set is probably like the more modern way to approach it nowadays. You could also play it without a set, like some standalone items. I guess we just put it here. Okay, to actually use this item, we would have to like basically respec our build, because it is a different build than dual wield, right? Currently, like, we're playing like dual wield melee, high attack speed, weapon pool skills, basically like execution, and necrotic edge as well. And a Soul Rend build would be a obviously way lower attack speed build. The weapon has cooldown reduction and not attack speed, so you play around Shadow Strike and like Amaras's Blade Burst and Bone Harvest. Like use those 3 skills to put like more points here, get the Harvester of Death, try to max out the Shadow Strike, maybe even some more points in ABB. And also like your Ring of Steel is gonna deal way more damage, and you would remove all the points up here and like here. And so it's a different build, like kind of way different to be honest. But definitely a viable Reaper build, Cold Reaper build. Pretty nice. How to show skill cooldown on the interface. This is a feature from the patch 1.2 that is currently in playtesting and will come out later to the official branch as well. Probably I would assume like late October or something like that. The 1.2 patch is gonna release. And once that one is out, you can just tick this box over here called cooldown counter, and then you will see cooldowns on your bar down here, right? Which is pretty nice. And you can also color code these to your own liking. If you're using the rainbow filter mod, for example, like well, it's not really like a mod, it's just like a txt file, right? In that txt file, you can change the colors for your like numbers here as well. So if you don't like the default ones, which I think are actually white, then yellow, then red, so like the low numbers are red. I didn't like it too much, so I changed it to be like yellow and then green, or like rather it's like white, red, yellow, green in this order, descending. So yeah, I personally like that one more, but I mean if you want like, I don't know, like pink cooldown counters instead, you can also do have pink or black or I don't know, like whatever color you want, right? Pretty much all colors, or like almost all colors should work, I think. Using an attack speed Soul Rend build actually. That's in the mod with all toss on top. Interesting. I mean, you can still like go like attack speed focus as like a I don't know, I think it's like very hard to like get to max attack speed even with a Sovereign. You can still try to get it like as much as possible, of course, not bad, but... Got the cold auto-attack replacer on it. Oh yeah, okay, like the helmet, right? That makes a lot more sense to the League than it does in vanilla. That's pretty cool for the League. I can't see that. Hello Xanta, I've been playtesting 1.2 a lot. I have to say that I'm not only disappointed, but disgusted by the lack of tweaks of art changes. Alright, if you're playing hardcore and this is your first character, don't do Madkin on Ultimate, and if you die, don't blame me. Right, just don't do it. If you're playing softcore, I mean, go ahead, but like, if you're playing hardcore, just don't do it. I will do it though, of course, and I will try to teach how to do it, right? So, you just attack her, and then she starts screaming, and once she screams, she puts up an aura that reflects, or like rather triggers spikes on attacks that cause her to reflect. Not all attacks cause her to like trigger the aura, like default attacks for example don't, but like a spell like Bone Harvest or like a spell like Omen or even the spirits will. So yeah, once she screams and has like her red aura on, just run and wait for her aura to go off, and then yeah, you can like re-engage after that. She will have like a couple of seconds of cooldown on that. Okay. So she screams here, right? You can even like see like a small orange glow now, and now she has like this deep like red/purple aura, and you see these spikes here, right? These red little spikes, they are being triggered by like some abilities that I still have on her, or like by the Blade Spirits, right? And if you're playing melee, and this has like basically no cooldown, so she can like trigger like 5 billion of these at once, and they shotgun, so you can like just die. Okay, and then she's gonna scream again to, right, to like put off the aura again, and you can engage. And she's gonna like reapply the aura at some point again. So basically like make sure that whenever she screams, you check if she has the aura on or not. In this case actually I still managed to like kill her before she screams, or like before she activates a second aura. And I would dare to say that is a like solid kill time for sure. There are obviously endgame builds that can even like face tank her through the aura. That is not something that any beginner build can usually do though. Do you know if poor Stormbox might have been changed to still exist on a monster corpse after it dies in new patch? I don't think it has been changed, to be honest. But doesn't Stormbox have like basically 0 cooldown, or like you can just like recast it, right? I mean, it's like sad for like stacking purposes, I guess, but I don't think it has been changed now, so it probably still like fades the second the enemy dies. I mean, I usually just like try to put Stormbox on whatever is like the strongest enemy in a group of enemies. This fucking poison fucks though, like this poison is so ridiculous. I don't know, like if it deals some physical damage as well or whatever is happening, but like it deals so much damage, man. That's scary. At least now if you die you can at least check out Sovereign. Well, I have the Sovereign on the character though, like if I die I'm gonna lose it as well. It's in my second slot here. Where I probably shouldn't put it, I should put it in my stash. Good cat chow? Wait, what does that mean? My English is bad. A good catch. Ah. I see. Wow, it fucks. Ah, like a backup plan. Wait, so if you say that's a good catch-all, it's like a safety net or like a backup plan basically. Okay, today I actually learned. Interesting, interesting. No, watch Sentinel. Fuck me. Nah. I think I have too much damage. Should be fine. As long as I remember to like put Mark of Torment and an Omen, I think I'm fine. And I mean that's like what you need to do in every Reaper. Right? Reaper endgame is always dead. Like you just die against anything unless you use an Omen and Mark of Torment. Right? If you don't use those abilities, you're just dead. And that's like the unfortunate truth about like endgame Reaper, to be honest. Like as cool as it is, like early to mid game, without like having to press those buttons, endgame, if you don't press those two buttons, you're just dead. I should probably actually press the Omen here and focus on the Arcane. Otherwise he's gonna dispel your buffs. Cool, cool, cool. Just get a weapon with Tyrant's prefix, easy DR. That is actually a possibility, yeah. Like, if on a build like this, you could technically like skip L1 if you have a weapon that has, for example, a Tyrant's prefix, which obviously you could get on a green item. With a like high percent damage reduction debuff roll. And that damage reduction would then be applied by all your attacks at apply percent weapon damage. So you can like Dream of Steel to like apply it in AoE, or like one house apply it in AoE, and on single hits you obviously have it like pretty much active all the time anyway. Everything this guy writes is a copy pasta. Hello, question. Yo, welcome to Zero. I plan on making a paladin but focus on Aegis with the fire set. I asked somebody else, but I'm curious about what you think about it. Would it work? Yeah, I think generally like... Wait, which class? Paladin? I mean, it's a solid build for Paladin. Obviously, you can only play the set if you have the set, and it's a random drop, right? You're talking about the Virtue set, I think. Virtue set Paladin is a solid build. I would dare to say though that there are actually better secondary classes for Virtue set, like Occultist or Demolitionist are probably arguably better than picking Inquisitor. However, Paladin is just a really cool name, right? So I can see that going for it, of course. And Paladin is also not bad at all with that class, like with that skill rider and that set. It also works very well. It's just probably a bit worse than Sentinel or Shieldbreaker, but it's totally fine. When it comes to leveling, right, there's a green shield, a green fire shield from Ashes of Malmouth that you can farm over here, right, and also like buy from the vendor once you've like cleared this area. That basically will convert all of your damage on the Aegis skill to fire as well, and at the very latest at that point you can play like full fire Aegis. Before that it might be a bit hard to like play full fire, and you're gonna be like physical fire hybrid maybe. But yeah, generally I think it's a pretty straightforward idea, pretty straightforward way to play a Paladin. I generally still think that like Aura Paladin is probably easier early game, early to mid game, but the Aegis Paladin is gonna be a bit stronger late game. So you could like start out as a Aura Paladin and like switch into a Aegis Paladin as well at some point. That is another possibility to keep in mind. Now I wanna... yeah. Okay, so his Stomp can Sunder apparently. he didn't really have a like long animation wind up on the stomp, and it didn't glow orange. They need to please like fix this, like please make it more visible. And then what you actually should do as a necromancer, I don't know if this will ever be patched out or not, but if you see any enemy like glowing orange, right, what you can also do instead of like dodging it, you can just Mark of Torment the enemy, then you have the debuff, but the enemy also has a debuff. Right, you can like reflect it to the enemy with Mark of Torment as well. At least right now. That might be changed though, not sure how it's gonna work on the actual release patch. Why is Ill Omen elaborate? Isn't it like 4%? No, Ill Omen is always 25%. Right? You reduce all damage of the enemy by 25%, so you take 25% less damage pretty much. So this health pool is basically not 13,000, but instead it's like divided by 0.75, it's 17.3 thousand. So using this skill gives you like 4.3 thousand more HP, makes your leech also more effective. It's just like you just press it, right? Like it's just insane for endgame. It's not 4%, it's 25%. It's 4% I think at level 1, but it scales up. And at 10 points it's 25. I think after 10 points it scales kind of terribly. So you always want like 10 points at least. Yeah. So yeah, TLDR you want 10 points on this, for endgame at least, for ultimate. And it's just something that you always have to press, and it's a little annoying maybe, playstyle wise, sure, but otherwise you just die, so the alternative is dying, then you probably just want to press it. Now we want to combine another 2 quests here actually. I have, where's the second entry that I found from the SOT, right? So I found this one in the Anguish level, and this one says not only blah blah blah, but it also says, I know our father had, so I intend to visit the one place I know our father had been to, our childhood home. Of course, this presents me with a bit of a challenge, as you well know why, for our home has been consumed by Chthonian rifts not long ago. Well, now you have to kind of like just know, I guess, that this is a vanilla game quest that existed in the vanilla game already, and there are really not that many like chaos rifts in the vanilla game. There is one in Bloodgrove, there is one in the Plains of Strife, and there is one in the Bastion of Chaos. And spoiler alert, it's the one in Plains of Strife, right? And you also have this Slay Bane Gargoth quest from the guys from Sora's Bastion over here actually, the Kaiman's Chosen, right? So you can do, again, like 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Kind of like nice to combine quests when you like know what to do and where to go, then you don't have to backtrack too much. It's kind of fun to like optimize your paths as well. Obviously as a new player you're not gonna know this, but eventually if you like plan on playing this game a bit more, you will have to be efficient with quests in the main campaign. You can also play Ravenous Earth. Yeah, that's true. You can also play Ravenous Earth, which also applies damage reduction. However, I think it's even more annoying to cast, personally. Some people like it more. The other thing that I don't like about it, though, is that it actually has less % damage reduction per point invested. So you would need more points to get the same debuff strength from Ravenous Earth as you would need to, like, from Ill Omen. So Ill Omen is, at least for a build that doesn't use Ravenous Earth for damage as well, in my opinion, less efficient. Like rather, Ill Omen is more efficient than Ravenous Earth, yeah. Also, there is one character in the Plains of Strife that can spawn over here in this corner, in the eastern corner, called Locksmere, and he also has a nullification. So that's fun, right? And his one, like his nullification is not a ball that you can dodge, his is just instant. However, now with the nullification changes, you don't have to like reapply your crap, so he is probably also going to be easier to kill now than before. Also, we found the Chaos Rift over here, right? This one has like a couple of random spawns, like not random, but like a couple of like spots where it can spawn in. I just want to check like Locksmere is here, but it appears like he's not. Oh, there he is. Never mind. Wait, is he bugged? Wait, what happened to his armor? Looks so weird. You see this? Nani? Huh? Can you clip this? Can somebody clip this, please? It's a test patch, guys, don't worry. Yeah, he should be 100% spawn on ultimate at least. I agree. Also, did he drop his daggers? One, I guess. Only one, the fuck? It's a Chill of Frostbite though, and yeah, Locksmere daggers are generally another good endgame item that you can use on a Nightblade. It's not like that Reaper specific as the Malkadar ones, but it is like generally good for a Nightblade as well. This one in specific though rolled level 90, which just means it's not like endgame viable, because endgame viable green items should be level 94 always. For some reason this is terrible. The funny thing though is it still has like better DPS than my Malkadar weapons, I guess, for some reason. So yeah, if you get like a level 94 version of this, it might be like actually really good. It's a... Huh. Yeah, it just has like tons of flat code, I guess, and actually it has more attack speed than the Malkadars as well. It's interesting. Let's go to the Rift though. 15 button build again. What are you? Are you a controller player? Are you playing with controllers? Thanks for the tip, Tarnish. Yeah, I'll report with the clip and then just add like make him 100% spawn, please. Sounds good. How do you get Malkadar if you're a Necro? So here's the neat thing. You do what I did on this character as well. So what you do is you are a solo Nightblade in normal difficulty all the way to Act 3 Homestead. And you can get to Homestead around like, I don't know, level 30, level 35, something like that. And it's totally easy and viable to be solo Nightblade until that point. So you go to Homestead, choose Kaiman's Chosen, and then after choosing Kaiman's Chosen, you become a Reaper. After that, you become a Necromancer. And then, on consecutive playthroughs, they're still gonna like tolerate you because you have already joined them. They're like, wait, you became a Necromancer now? Shame on you, but I guess you're already in our team, so we're gonna accept you being part of Kaiman's Chosen, as you can see here. They even love me, right? Even though I'm a Reaper. So yeah, it works. You just have to not be a Necromancer by the first time you choose them. Then after that you can Necromancer away as much as you want. Just have to be not a Necromancer the first time you choose them. Okay, in this level, right, if you put the north to the top right, this house right here has a similar like blue glow. If you have the first two lore notes and Stormrend in your inventory, you're gonna get this prompt right here, and you're gonna get the third lore note, the third entry here, and it's gonna say blah blah blah, and then you know where to go again. You like 3 to 4 button top builds, buttons tops builds. Yeah, I mean I can understand that. But I also like pressing more than 3 buttons, to be honest, personally. I think I'm fine with this. But I can also like see people not liking this too much. Also, another reason why you want to go into like these rifts is actually the Mogdrogan parts, right? You get the Spirit of Mogdrogan and the Shrine, the Stone of Mogdrogan, and the first rift, the Blood Grove. Actually, I fucked up a little bit, right? I should have actually like, went to that rift when I saw it when I went to the Oak and the Blood Grove. So there was some quest optimization that I missed right there, actually. Oh well. But yeah, let's at least kill Bane Gargoth here in the Obsidian Throne. comments chosen are classists, it seems. I mean, yeah, they literally hate necromancers to their guts, so they are pretty racist towards, like, classist towards necromancers for sure. This is gonna have Sunder. I mean, maybe else, we will never find out, I guess. At least not in this build. Unless we go to like Shadow Realm or to like the Crucible. As a necromancer in real life, you find this offensive. Understandable, I guess, yeah. Imagine reading this as loud as some guy on YouTube guide. Oh yeah, imagine it. Imagine. Imagine doing guides on YouTube, man. Who would do that? Okay, was there a rift here? I don't remember if I actually found it last time. B-boomer brain. Alzheimer's brain. I guess it doesn't spawn. Oh, never mind, it does spawn here. I lied. There it is. It has like multiple spawn locations as well, so yeah, good luck finding it. I guess we got lucky with us found right here though. Stone of McDrogan, there we go, boom. Exit to the main menu because finding the exit here, yeah, no thanks. No thank you. Not gonna do that. And once you have both of them, and also a Ancient Heart, you can also restore the Shrine of Mogdrogan in the Astarkarn Valley. Mogdrogan kill at 98. What are these spoilers in chat? I mean, yes, you can cleanse the shrine and you're gonna actually interact with the spirit of Mogdrogan, or like some avatar of Mogdrogan rather. And well, you can insult him and fight him, but if you do it at this point in the game, you're just gonna die. So at this point, just don't. I mean, if you're playing softcore, try it, right? Try your luck. Why not? But I can guarantee you're gonna die at this point in the game. Probably. You wanna like... He's a super boss, right? You wanna prepare against him properly. And also, on the new patch, I have no idea, but he's probably gonna sunder your ass, right? So that's gonna be like another layer of scariness to him. Time for Tetris. Time for Tetris. The hell is this? Okay. That's not too bad. Fuck. That's pretty bad to click that. What am I doing? Okay, I already have this one apparently. Let's throw it away then. Okay, what is this garbage? I love the little glow ray they added for blue epic legendary items, yeah. I think it's very, very well done. Like, it's not too bright, it's not too much. It fits the Grim Dawn style. It's subtle, and Grim Dawn is mostly about subtleness, so it fits well. What is that? Marketer Reaper vs. Mogdrogan in 1.2 by Hamilcar. Yeah, I mean, you can't kill him, right? I would assume Hamilcar's Marketer Reaper is fully decked out there, while mine is obviously not at this point in the game. But yeah, as you can see, as confirmed by Hamilcar here, you can kill him in like 4 minutes on a fully decked out Reaper, which has no GRIMTOOLS, because GRIMTOOLS is still like scuffed for 1.2. Yeah, okay, this one like uses Ravager's Helmet, has like Fate Weaver's Chest. This one, like Giga Chad, Zentaran Shoulders, 19,000 HP, probably like a great belt, and better metal than me. I wonder what his devotions are though, actually. I'm kinda curious. Curious about that. Yeah, it's not something you do on like first character necessarily. I mean, at some point, yeah, once you have the gear, sure. But before that, you're gonna probably die, so don't. Speak with the emissary. Return to father. Return to Daddy Kaiman. Is that a GD stashed character? No, it's not. Lokarr doesn't GD stash usually. You can get 19k HP on a Reaper, no problem, with the right gear. Like the right devotions, I guess as well. Dude, why is this also more damage? The fuck? I mean, okay, it's like more default attack damage, maybe? Because it's like... Wait, what? Okay, I have to check it out. That makes no sense. I mean, keep in mind though, this does not show like the bonus damage that you're gonna get from like 80% weapon damage to execution, which is kind of huge. But like compare that damage to like fucking blue items. Mythical Reaper's Touch. Like why would you ever use this item? It's so garbo. So garbo. Garb to the O. Oh, this one might be cool though, actually. What is this? Prismatic Igor's Eternal Curse of Amaras's Fury. Plus 5 to ABB. Interesting, interesting. This is very nice, especially when you're playing like a Soulrend Reaper. Because ABB always like uses the two-hander's big, fat, chunky damage. Whereas if you're playing dual wield, it only like uses one hand's damage, so that's like way less. But yeah, for a Soulrend Reaper, this would be amazing actually. This Magi dude is whining 24/7. Does he need a timeout? Does he need a ban? You're crying 25/8. Nice. I don't got the grapes to ban you. Oh really? Just dodge the ban. Yeah, just evade. Like click evade when you get banned, right? Like just jump away from bans, easy. It's not a ban though, like don't worry. Not a fully fledged ban. I am a confirmed nut enthusiast. Wait, what? It's so easy. How come none of your characters ever have more than 14k HP? Dude, I don't know what you're doing with your characters sometimes, man. I should use this weapon, this ring for example as well, by the way. Instead of empowered eternal ban, I guess. Right, this is just... Wait, it's less damage? Oh, because of the augment, right? Just get an Alchemist's Torment, right? Just get it, guys. Just get it. Okay, so I get Vitreous, I lose Elemental and Aetherus. Do I like that? I actually don't like that, do I? I hate that. Okay, I need to like fix rest somehow, I guess. This one has insane elemental rest and chaos rest, but it doesn't fix the... It doesn't fix the aether rest, right? Shit. Where's my run speed at? Still 135? Okay. So I could do this. and maybe use this and the other like ring. The problem is this other ring that I have in my stash also has like vitality resistance. Like I don't need vitality resistance. Like everything gives you vitality resistance and it's like cold damage based, I feel like. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, yeah, let's put some stuff on the stash and then return to Father Kaiman. And then I was talking about this quest line here, right? I should probably just finish it and open the way. But I'm not gonna do the boss behind that yet. It's also a super boss actually that you might want to prepare a bit better for. He's easier than McRogan, like a lot easier actually, but yeah, still not necessarily something that you wanna fight at this point in the game. There's still other things to do first. Like for example, retrieving your salt bag to open actually the way to the super boss. I'm gonna show you real quick here. You go to the Necropolis as is mentioned in the 3rd lore note here. And then there's a spot over here to the right. Somewhere to the right, there we go, here. Beyond this wagon. You can actually just go through this area here. And... oh yeah, right, I didn't... You have to have your Storm Heart rather in your inventory as well, oops. You could have the 3 notes, the salt bag, and the Storm Heart. Yeah, not Storm Red, Storm Heart. Fine, you'll behave. Okay. Wait, where the fuck did I put it? Hello? Huh? Am I stupid? Am I blind? Okay, let's just write Storm Heart. Oh, here. I was a fucking hit sword on the first page, right? Ree! Okay. Let's just do it like this then. Wait. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know, I misclicked that stash earlier, but yeah, that's where the items are, I guess. Hello, can you spawn? Did I miss something? The fuck? Nani? Do I have to reset maybe? Oh, or do I have to be max level maybe? No, right? No, you don't have to do that. Don't have to be that. Wait, why is he not spawning? I mean, it's ultimate only. I am an ultimate. Streamer unaware. I'm new to this game, okay? Please help me. Okay, now it's spawned. Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Just some weird bug maybe. And then, yeah, you can give the spirit the assault bag and these 3, right? Gone, and then you can go through this portal, and then you're gonna go to, well, some place where you will eventually fight some boss that you shouldn't fight at this point, so we're not gonna go there, right? We're not doing it now. Not doing it now, definitely not. do it? I mean, how about you do it? I will? Yeah, and then you die again and you wonder why you die all the time. Poil Pubix, welcome, welcome. He gave us another quest here again. Search for the Eye of Korvark. Actually, this one like fits very well with what I'm gonna do next. Right? This one is like lore-wise happening before Forgotten Gods Act. The Eye of Korvark quest, this one right here. And this one actually has, well, connections to the Act 7 of Forgotten Gods Act, so perfect timing to this one, I guess. We're also gonna hide this one and this one for now. They have no business being my quest log for now. You killed Bourbon clones on Pier Streaks you die. Did you? May I ask what my skill is on the left click? Yes, it is a skill that you get from a component called the Shard of Bernath. So the skill is called Bernath's Fury. It kind of works like a savagery, but you can use it on any class because you can just use it as a component. Rather, you get that from a component you can put in a weapon from the Shard of Bernath component. This is a level 55 component for which you can find a blueprint either at random anywhere in the game, or you can kind of like farm it in the Ancient Grove. The vendor in the Ancient Grove sells you the Shard of Bernath blueprint as well, or rather has a chance to sell it. So you farm the place, or rather, well, technically you only need like one key and you're gonna get it anyway, because you can just reset the vendor as well with a reset vendor trick. And then eventually he's gonna give you the blueprint for the Shard of Bernath anyway. And then you have it. And then you deal more damage because you're not using default attack, but rather an enhanced default attack called the Bernath's Fury. Alright, and for the Eye of Korvark, we're gonna go through this particular tomb here. Click with the torch, right? Come to the second halls here. The halls behind the scenes. This guy's gonna have the Eye of Korvark quest. And yeah, this perfectly like ties lore-wise to Forgotten Gods, because if you do this before that, you get some like additional information about Korvark. And their like, or rather his like relationship to the Commons Chosen, etc, etc. Also, if you do this before Act 7, you're actually gonna have Father Kaiman right here, still inside the Common Sanctuary, right? If you do Forgotten Gods first, then this person's gonna be like, there's gonna be another guy here handing out the quests for you instead of Father Kaiman. And also, if you do this quest, then you can like talk to the messenger over here, like blah blah blah, right? Like it's some actual like lore stuff here, right? So for a proper lore playthrough, you would want to do this quest before doing Forgotten Gods. But I mean, I guess who cares about lore, right? Lore, Omega lore. Lore is pretty good in Grim Dawn, though. Lore playthrough when? When Astakarn, the Fangs of Astakarn hits the store. We're gonna do a lore playthrough with Fangs of Astakarn.
Ah, we speak at last. I cannot speak of such things in this place.
Alright, let's start Forgotten Gods then. Let's go. Kaiman augments kinda suck. I mean, the Vitality slash Chaos Dress Augment is actually kind of nice, I think. That one was totally fine. That one is totally fine. Common Question is like slightly faster.
So, you...
A couple of seconds, I guess, yeah. Thus, you have to choose Kaiman, yeah. You always have to deal in absolutes. Because so is Kaiman, I guess. Okay, let's dump some more trash here, I guess. I don't think I'm gonna like actually go through the stash and like
The emissary
look at items that I consider worth keeping and some that I don't consider worth keeping forever. What I would advise you is once your stash is full, you download Item Assistant, or if you're playing the league, you put items in your cloud stash, and then you have more like then you have basically like infinite stash, and then you can still like filter through the items and look through the items in your Item Assistant slash cloud stash, or you go rage on the forum slash Reddit and about GRIMTOOLS not having enough stash. Yes, that's another I don't know about reasonable, but it's another way to do it for sure. Okay, do we want to side with Bismir or Soleil? We already did Dreek on normal, so do we want to do Bismir or Soleil? What do you think, guys? I would say like when in doubt, Soleil out, but because they have like the best augments in a way. However, oh yeah, I don't need this augment really. I just use Wraith's Scream, right? Just use the Scream of the Wraith and stuff. I don't even need this one. I need the buff.
See you around.
The buff? What buff? Bismir has the best assets. Bismir does have some pretty
You've been quite a sight since entering our camp.
decent assets.
I'm shivering with anticipation for what's next. But will you be at my side? Or would you rather waste your time on the minions of Dreeg and Soleil?
Okay, but like for the purposes of a Reaper, honestly, like the Soleil augments are better. Like, they are just better, you know? Like... They are just better. Quite a sight. Quite a sight.
Come see what's left.
Wait, where's he? Soleil is kind of like blood for the blood god, though. Right, they're kind of assholes.
Show promise. Perhaps you would be of value to Soleil.
They're like full assholes.
It remains to be seen if the emissary was right about you. Soleil does not need your help, but that does not mean we cannot benefit one another.
Anyway, I'm gonna side with these guys, help out Raiken and Kaysen, I guess.
Serve the three.
Serve the tree.
So, the servants.
Okay, blah blah blah. Right, pick up this quest as well, actually, otherwise it actually ain't gonna trigger. You gotta have the quest. I am Scrab's side hoe. Wait, what? And Methil is her main, or what? I mean, obviously, I guess. I prefer bored men over good arguments. I mean, not in real life, you know, but in-game, I guess they have the better arguments because they have the better augments, you know. They have the better augmentations. 1.2 looks so nice. When it's gonna come out officially? I don't know, but I would guess like maybe like a month from now, like at some point in October, maybe like late October. No, I'm not sure. At some point. Augmentations over natural assets. Aye. You never stop, chat. Do you? Now, natural is like generally always better. can have some pretty nice augments with modern medicine though. That's true though, that's true though. They have improved a lot over the years. Just like Forgotten Gods has like better augments than the vanilla Grim Dawn game. No, that's not wrong. Holy lag, dude. Can you evade the lag? Just press evade to evade lag, right? What is this like spawn lag here? Holy shit. Face augments look so horrible. Dude, yeah. It's so crazy like how many, especially like women, feel like they need to change their nose. Like just leave your fucking nose alone. What the fuck, man? So cringe. Lips. Yeah, I can honestly like a very minor lip enhancement. I can actually understand more if you have like literally no lips whatsoever. I can actually like understand it more than like doing anything with your nose ever. But like everybody's obsessed with their nose. Like what the fuck? Like who cares? These guys can slap, right? They have like the slap when they slap with their hands. You wanna dodge that. And honestly, Wield is like perfect for that now. Really nice. But yeah, of course, like once it looks like unnatural, it's like yikes. And it looks like, yeah, like Schlauchboot is, it just looks like super cringe. But when you go from like, you know, from nothing to something that's like slightly above nothing, so it like kind of still looks like totally natural. I personally think at least that's more fine than like doing anything with your nose. Like more acceptable than doing anything with your nose, because also like it's not that big of a like it's not like operation or something like that, you know. It's just it's like way less harmful. Michael Jackson's nose was a work of art. Of like abstract art, I guess. And it's art nevertheless. Diana Ross, who? Cubism? Wait, who? Do I have to like do safe search for this? Dude, I don't know people. Wait, she looks kinda normal in most pictures, but then there's some that are weird. Or she looks like really weird. Maybe it's like before and after or something like that. Oh, Jackson wanted his nose to be like hers. I don't get it, man. Like, isn't like everybody like unique? Or like just by like how chances and genetics work? Like, why would you want to be like somebody else? Like, I mean, okay, I can understand like. Okay, I mean, I can understand wanting to be like somebody else, or like wanting to be able to do stuff like somebody else can. I guess more so when it comes to like just abilities than looks. But I guess looks always matter for some people as well, so eventually there's gonna be people that wanna look like somebody else as well. Which would make you look less unique in a way, but okay. Your life goal is to become a dolphin. Hey, I mean, we all have goals in life. If your life goal is becoming a dolphin, feel free to try hard. Small backseating plus cast your blade spirits, thank you. Oh my god, dude, fucking blade spirits, never ever. This patch is loaded with quality of life. You're totally forgetting about having one ability that is not quality of life already. Fucking pets, man. I mean, I guess you can actually like play this build without Blade Spirits, right? You don't need them, but if you don't play them, then you would need to like put your Blizzard on something else, right? You actually don't need them though, like you can do something else. Okay, more points in Anatomy of Murder, or do we get more Fizzuras from Dual Blades now? Question mark. Anyway, Ramzul. Pretty crazy action ultimates. Like once you see any debuffs, he's either dead, or you press Mark of Torment and then you're fine. But if you have damage, then he just dies, I guess. Holy shit, I nearly died? Yeah, he's so scary, man. Dude, Zentai, like when somebody like said act bosses need like more HP, Zentai was like, well, act bosses are like balanced around not having endgame gear. And then I had to chime in and say like, it's balanced around like people not knowing how to build characters, right? Because this is not endgame gear, obviously. I'm like not even 100. I'm just using whatever I have. The only legendary I'm using that I dare to use, I have more that I could use, but the only one that I'm actually using is like this one. And I guess this medal as well, which is honestly worse than the Ilgor medal. So yeah, I don't know about like needing endgame gear to trivialize campaign content. But of course, like a new player is not necessarily gonna know that he should be farming Monster Infrequents unless he watches this guy right here, right now. Which he should, I guess, I don't know. And I mean, okay, so similar to how Zentai's argument for like people crying that Regenerator heroes ultimate are too OP and they need to be nerfed, similar to that idea, right? Where like Zentai can just tell those people, well, if you think ultimate is too hard for you, just play Elite, right? He's also gonna be toxic towards us, like who say ultimate is too easy. He's gonna be like, well, if you think ultimate is too easy, just play Ascendant mode, right? Fair enough, right? Fair enough. You can just say don't play ultimate to either side, right? You can say to people like me, just play Ascendant, and you can say to other people like just play Elite. But Ascendant isn't out yet. Well, not yet, no. I mean, lots of things aren't out yet. I mean, when people like say, I want to shapeshift now, he's gonna say, just play Berserker. You could also say, well, but Berserker isn't out yet, right? I think it's fine to say it like that. Just play PoE. Or maybe not. How about no? Just wait. Just play PoE 2. Yeah, but PoE 2 is not out yet. Yeah, Ascendant could be a clusterfuck as well. I really want to be a playtester for FOA, to be honest. I assume there's going to be like an NDA and stuff for FOA testing, but I do want to be at least part of the reason why it's not going to be a complete clusterfuck, hopefully. Enemy is going to be Ascended Spellbreaker Moira. I mean, yeah, they're all gonna be Ascended. So I also wonder if they just like do it very lazily by like basically like here is SR70 modifier, we just slap it on the entire game. If they do it like that, then it's kind of crappy. They need to like fine-tune it more than that. I mean, it is one possibility to do it like that, right? Like that's the lazy way. It obviously is a way to do it, but I think that alone, I mean, they could do that, but I think it's not enough. Like, that would be kind of uninteresting. I mean, they could do that though. We'll see. We shall see, we shall see. It would be more interesting if they, you know, for example, also have new, like, you have like ascended versions of bosses, similar to how you have like shattered versions of bosses in the Shattered Realm. You have like ascendant, I don't know, like ascended Warden Krieg or something like that. And he actually has like different skills, so they do like a object replacer basically on him, and like on ascended mode he's gonna be a different character and like different skills maybe as well. That would be like really cool, really interesting, but yeah, we'll see. So we are throwing stones at their glass house from our glass house. I mean, yeah, but like we are a small modding team, right? And they're like official developers, right? They gotta have more than the same glass house than us. Just do it. I mean, if we got paid for it, you know, I would do it. I don't consider this really being paid for it. I mean, it is obviously money and it helps, but it's far from getting actually paid for it, which is what Crate is getting. And also we don't have any rights, so yeah. You guys can afford houses? No, we can't. We definitely can't. We definitely can't. What do you mean? Just buy the engine rights and... I don't think I wanna buy the rights on this engine, to be honest. As much as I love Grim Dawn, I don't think I wanna buy the engine rights to this one. I wanna buy the engine rights to their new engine, maybe eventually. But I mean, not sure if that's gonna be like an actual thing. Like in 20 years maybe, right? It might be cheap. It might, yeah, it might be cheap. I don't know. That's true. It might be cheap. Okay, let's leave a portal here and let's go to the next rock point. I mean, to be honest, okay, like the engine is not that bad. It's not that bad, but it's not really good either. It's not that bad though. I mean, obviously you can make a game like Grim Dawn on it, so... But then again, like, why buy like this engine when you could just like use Unreal? I guess you have to like... What do you have to pay when you use Unreal? Is it like a monthly fee, or like is it a... I don't fucking know. You have to pay, like, you have to like pay something, right? Nothing? Okay, but like once you... Yeah, like once you make money with it, then you have to... I mean, yeah, of course. 5% after 1 million revenue? Wait, before you make 1 million, you have to pay nothing? I mean, to be fair, like for a company, like 1 million isn't that much, but... They take a cut for every single download as well, just like on, what are they called? Just like Unity? Steam is 30% cut? Yeah. So it's not per installation, it's just like based on your revenue, and it's only 5% once you make 1 million. What? I'm confused. It's like different. Yep. Okay. Yeah, like Unity finding per install is so stupid. Like, what if like somebody like downloads the game like 50 times per day, right? Does it like count as 50 different installs or what? Huh? How's it even gonna work? I mean, that's very reasonable, honestly. I was expecting like Unreal to take more than that. or like to, I don't know. Wait, weren't like, okay, was Unity like, but Unity was like more, like cheaper than Unreal before they changed their policy, right? Holy fuck, we're getting clapped here. We need to evade the claps. Evade the claps, guys. Evade the claps. Or you get cucked. And fucked. And I mean what? Fury music, yeah, it's pretty nice. Unity was just different. Yeah, but like how different? I feel like many developers actually like use Unity over Unreal because the monetization model of Unity was better than Unreal until their recent change right now. Unity had better tech for 2D games. But for example, why did Crate decide to go with Farthest Front, like with Unity for Farthest Frontier? Why did Last Epoch, why did 11th Hour Games decide to go with Unity for like Last Epoch? Because it's taught. That's true. A friend of mine also studied like games engineering, and he also got Unity taught at uni. Yours too? Yeah. Maybe it's just like a scam. Your thesis is also in Unity? Yeah, just don't have anybody ever install the game, right? Then you can't get fined, I guess. Yeah, Unreal was like originally like a FPS engine, right? I'm obviously from like the Unreal stuff. How to make RTS on Unreal there. Lots of optimization needed. I wonder how like Titan Quest 2 is gonna do it. I mean, they're actually using Unreal, right, for TQ2. As far as I know. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, best is to like just write your own engine, right? Just do it, lol. Like Crate is doing, or like how GGG is doing it. Which is, well, if you actually know how to write an engine properly, then it's the best thing to do, but it's also gonna like be very time consuming. Even if you like know perfectly how to write an engine, it's gonna still be like time consuming. And even then, the engine might be shit, so if you don't know, you don't know. I mean, it might be shit at release, but you can at least like, you know, like change it to your... change and cater it to your needs, right? Yeah, but you need to be like a programming god or engine design, to be honest, or like engine programming. He fucks now, good luck. Yeah, I'll just not. This is an SSF beginner playthrough. I'll do him maybe after like doing everything else, right? Then maybe if I wanna like rip my character, or like if I don't care about ripping my character, then I'll do him. Jonathan has a dev talk about engines. I don't even know who Jonathan is, but I mean, obviously it's gonna be some guy at GGG, but I don't even know who he is. I don't think I've ever... I mean, maybe I've seen the guy before, but okay, just don't apply Thunder, right? I waited too soon and then jumped over it. Totally working as intended. Oh well. One of the 3 GG founders. Ah, okay. 49% standard from Ogdrogan. Okay. How says RR now? How much overcap do you need now? I mean, I would assume less, but maybe not. You probably don't need less, actually. Okay, still 80% RR. Okay. I mean, actually, I like it. I mean, it's just like harder, you know? He's supposed to be a god after all, or like a avatar of a god. Yeah, I mean, they're... one of the things with Thunder is like... they are nerfing like RR on like trash mobs, or like normal bosses, so... Thunder is kind of like more a middle ground, maybe like a slight buff to them. But the super bosses, they just straight up just want to like buff them hard, you know, because they're supposed to be hard, and they're not right now. So their philosophy there for the design is to make them, you know, like actually feel like a proper challenge now and again. Which is fair. I don't mind that, to be honest. I mean, people are gonna be crying about, oh my god, really, like now my terrible self-made off-meta challenge character isn't gonna be able to kill Mokjogan. Well, I don't think like Mokjogan was designed in the first place to be able to be killed by any pleb, right? Like, he's not a pleb himself, so I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. Like, the only thing that like I think the only content that any meme build is, I think, like entitled to clear is the main campaign, and that's it. Not even dungeons. Like, totally crappy like meme builds shouldn't even be able to like kill or like do dungeons, maybe, right? Unless you actually like optimize that meme build and then you make it somewhat work for dungeons with like proper gear and everything. But like, if you do a like solo self-found trash build, then I think it should not be able to like clear anything except for maybe like the main campaign content, right? And I think that's totally fine. Like the main campaign for story, okay, but like everything else, no. I think that's fine. And the funny thing is, right, like, for example, when I was doing the league, or like Stan was doing the league, like when we all were doing the league, right, and we were like balancing the league to be like a little bit harder in a way, or like the new act, or like some bosses they're being harder, like the super bosses being harder. People were like, oh my god, this is only like elitist crap for like elitists, and Crate would never do content like that. And then the people who said that also go to the forums and like cry about the game getting harder, right, pretty much. And then all of a sudden, surprise, surprise, Xanta has pretty much the same takes as we when it comes to difficulty, right? And it's like almost as if we were like balancing the game in a similar way how like Xanta would also like the game to be balanced, actually. He just like catered too much to like people that were crying all the time. That like the game should be easier. And I feel like with thanks to Lokarr and like Xanta can finally like quote unquote like man up again. Or like, not quote unquote, but like in quotation marks. By, for example, just like, you know, like he has set it all up so that he can just always say, well, if you don't like it, just play 1.1.9.7 with Grim Internals, or just play 1.1.9.8, or just play Elite, or just play normal difficulty, or I don't know, just don't buy our expansion, I guess. I don't know. The last one like might be shooting himself in the foot, but like whenever anybody like says that any content is too hard right now, and whenever he feels like the content is fine though, he could always just say what I just said, right? He could always like be like, get good, right? Like he even said like, whatever is considered getting good actually will change with 1.2 and also the expansion. So he wants the game to be harder, which means you have to get gooder than you had to in the last patch. And I think that's totally fair. I mean, it's, first of all, it's like their game, they can do whatever they want with their game. If people are gonna stop playing it because of that, I mean, that's, I guess, his loss in a way. But they can also just like play 1198 in a way, and be salty about not getting new content, I guess, as well. But I mean, if they're salty about that, then they can just like not buy the expansion. You can't get any gooder though. That's unlucky. I mean, the thing is, right, like, it's not balanced around like you playing the perfect character and then playing perfectly with the perfect character. It's more like balanced to be, well, you can either play this like face roll build, and then you don't have to be like super good at the game, or you can play like other builds and then you have to be good at the game, right? But it's no more like you can face roll the game and play like terrible builds. That's the only thing that's kind of like changing here, right? Or like it's going more into that direction that if you're terrible at the build, like the game rather, then you probably can still do all content, just not on as many builds as you used to. Because if your piloting skills don't match the build you're playing, then you probably can't play that build in the new content. Which I think personally is fine, like you're not locking out content from all players, right? Because you can still play the content, you just can't play them on all the builds, because for some builds you just need to be a better player. And I think that's totally fine, to be honest. That's totally fine.
Rykins, don't worry.
So like, if people complain that like the Crucible is too hard when they're like face tanking all mobs in spawn while taking damage from the spawn and not using the mechanics of the game, like aka wait a single time, then I think their feedback is pretty much invalid because they're not using the mechanics of the game properly. Or like if somebody's playing a beyond meme build and complaining that he can't kill like certain heroes, then yes, I can see his argument in a way, but like, I don't know. Or rather, it's not only like the guy like playing a total meme build, but it's also the guy like refusing to like do anything but face tank on that total meme build as well. Like he like trying to split up the enemies. And the thing is like, he was still able to like kill the enemies, but it just took longer. Like he wasn't even like, it wasn't even impossible, it was still possible, it just took longer. Like what? Yeah, the problem is though that like 1198 was basically the most brain-dead version of Grim Dawn that ever existed, right? Like when it comes to difficulty at least. Not necessarily when it comes to build creation, like possibilities that you can do, but when it comes to like difficulty, like 1198 was literally brain dead compared to every other like direction, like every other patch before that. It's pretty much brain dead. Except for maybe, okay, there was like a Forgotten Gods release patch where like Octavius was like absolutely beyond broken. But I wouldn't say that was like because the entire game was too easy. It was just like that one build being like too OP and like too broken. I don't think the entire game was like that easy back then actually. You like getting punished for your brain-dead gameplay? Yeah. I think that's a good approach. Anyway, so we killed this guy, right? Got this quest done as well. Depending on like which faction you're siding with, obviously you can have like different objectives here. Bleed OFF's unplayable now. Didn't 1198 actually make some bosses harder like Lokarr and Theoden? You're actually right about that, yeah, their HP got buffed. Okay, I guess the most brain-dead version is 1197 then. It's true. Yeah, you're actually right about that. 1197 was easier than 1198. You're right. I lied. I lied. I never lie though. Wait, what? No, I actually do lie. I mean, I don't lie willingly when I say stuff like that, but it was a bit inaccurate. That's true. So, thank you for the correction there. Let's craft a Radiant Gem. Radiant Gem needs a Rigid Shell, a Dense Fur, and a Molten Skin. So let's do that. All the elements to craft a Radiant Gem. Let's go. Hop. Hop, hop, hoppity hop. Have you contact with Last Epoch? If so, what do you think of the production of Last Epoch? I mean, yeah, I have some contacts in Last Epoch. I don't have like the same contacts as like, say, for example, Lizard or McFluffin, but I do have some contact with Last Epoch developers. I think Last Epoch in general is a really fucking nice game. However, I'm getting reflected here right now. Shit, need to be careful. And there was an Arcane as well, wasn't there? Maybe Arcane already died. Never mind. Also, I'm not pressing my Eloman all the time because I'm talking. What the fuck? It's a little scary here. Yeah, Reflect is scary on this patch, honestly. But it's fine. It finally matters again. Might be scary against like Eternal Trauma or Physical though, we'll see. Maybe they lowered the values for Physical. Okay, so Last Epoch. I think it's one of the best RPGs that that exist. It's in my opinion worse than Grim Dawn and Path of Exile, but that's fine. But I think they still need more work, and them releasing 1.0 this year does feel rushed in a way, in my opinion. I don't know why they want to really release this year. I mean, maybe it's because of like financial problems or something. I mean, that said, even with the state that Last Support is in right now, if it releases as it is right now as 1.0, it's still a fine game. It's just compared to what they said they want to have in the game at launch at some point, it's not gonna be quite complete. So, in my opinion, like maybe a 1.2 or 1.3 or something like that patch at some point is gonna basically have the game be like more or less content complete. When it comes to like what they initially wanted to be, like to have for 1.0. But I mean, they're gonna have like all the classes that they said in there at least. They just won't, for example, have all the maps in there. Like they said they want to have like 12 acts of campaign ready for release. That is apparently not going to be the case anymore. Which I guess because of the weird state that the campaign is in right now is fine. The campaign in Last Epoch is... it's so weird. Like usually, right, you want like the campaign to be a mode that you want to play on your first character, you want to play through it all and then play endgame. In Last Epoch you can already like skip part of the campaign and just play endgame before that, and the endgame is much more rewarding than playing the campaign. So like if you were playing for anything but lore, you just skip the campaign once you can skip it pretty much, which is at the latest after Act 7, so you never play Act 8 and 9 unless you want to get like +1 all stats. So if you have a game set up like that, then I guess it's fine to not have the full campaign because you really like skip it anyway. But then like why even have a campaign in the first place? I don't know, it's a little weird right now, it's like a little bit in the middle. And I think the Last Epoch campaign does have potential. It's maybe not as good as like Grim Dawn's when it comes to story writing, or like as Diablo's when it comes to story writing, but it's still like not that bad if it was like portrayed better and if it wasn't like, I don't know, like if it just got like a bit more attention I think from the devs, then it would be better for them. Yeah, I think 1.0 is still gonna be fine. Like the game overall is still gonna be like a great game for a 1.0 game in a way, like compared to other releases though. But I feel like it just has like more potential, and like balancing is also so weird sometimes. But I mean, balancing is kind of like a little whatever I guess for release. It's not that important. The game is fun, the game has lots of like builds you can do. Obviously not everything is balanced, so that's fine. There's, I think, still way too much power in skills, there's way too much power in modifiers, there's not enough power in gear, and there's not enough power in like level scaling, especially on enemies. But other than that, it's like okay. It's like not even okay, it's actually great. Other than that, it's like pretty nice. And you could say like some things like rerunning monoliths is like boring at some point, and yeah, that's probably true. Maybe it's gonna be a bit more fun for release. We'll see what they can do until like release in like the last 2-3 months of this year. Other than everything being broken, it's okay. I mean, yeah, everything is like just imbalanced as fuck. But many of the systems are really cool. Like the crafting system is great, I think. For anything but endgame. And in endgame it kind of sucks because it's too much RNG based, maybe. But other than that, it's great. Also, like I don't know, like I don't really get like people's obsession with like endgame on a like release ARPG. I think it's totally fine for an RPG to not have the best endgame on release, if like everything before that is great and amazing and fun. It doesn't work nowadays anymore. The problem though is that the endgame needs to be good for us, Epoch, because they already have an endgame and they already like incentivize people to skip, right? And once you have skips, the endgame needs to be the thing that you want people to play, right? So it needs to be good. I think it's more important to get like the core game like ready though. Like I don't know. Endgame like doesn't matter for your revenue unless you base your game around like skins, which I guess they do. Right, Last Epoch is gonna be a game that's buy to play and it's still gonna have an in-game shop, which is only for some cosmetics though. So I don't really care that much, but it's still a little weird though. I mean, so basically like what they wanna do, right, is like they wanna fund their like the base game, I guess, through like the base price, and then they want to like add more stuff via like cosmetics, right? So they're never gonna have like paid expansions. But going forward when it comes to like making more content, they want to like fund that via like cosmetics, and that's fair if you don't do more expansions. And they, I think I've said they never want to do expansions really, so that's fair. I think it's maybe a little early that they're like putting in the shop, right? Like the fucking shop was in the game before release already. Like it's already in beta. Like, I mean, okay, I get it that they want to like test the shop, but like, how hard is it to like make a shop? Do you really like need to test that? I mean, you could like do it in like closed testing, where you don't have people buying stuff. Let's shut the thunder though. Monka. Yeah, that's the weird thing, right? Like, you have Falconer and Warlock being there at 1.0, not being tested anyway, but you have the shop in there and getting tested. I don't really think it's greed necessarily. I think they actually like have they need like money because they otherwise would be broke. But then again, they already have like an injection from Tencent. But yeah, I mean, all things considered, right, Zero, I think Ellie is a... Oh wait, no, you're not talking about Ellie. Which star devote should I go for if I want to do Aether raid? That would be Necromancer or Inquisitor? Yeah, for Aether you play... for Aether you go Necromancer, and for anything but Aether, I feel like you go Inquisitor. You can also do Sorcerer though, for Chaos... Fire... yeah. And you can also do Warlock for Chaos. I think Mage Hunter is like, Inquisitor is the most flexible. Clairvoyant, Warlock, but isn't like Clairvoyant Spellbinder just better than Warlock? New player won't get the set anyway. Yeah, the easiest ways I think to play Aether Ray as a like new player is Fire, Lightning, or Aether. And for Aether you go Spellbinder, and for Fire and Lightning, for Lightning you definitely go Mage Hunter, and for Fire you can go Mage Hunter or Sorcerer. game that feels like hard to prepare guy who's new to the genre like me, but too easy for Giga Chat player. If they make the game a little harder, it will make almost no difference to new ones, because you need to learn how to play anyway, and more interesting for people who already know how to play. You mean Grim Dawn or Last Epoch? In this case. Grim Dawn? Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if you're a new player and still learning, right, you can... Like, the new patch is also better for you, because you can literally, like, just chill on Elite until 100. Until you feel like you've learned the game enough to actually play an Ultimate. Or you have the, like, enough gear to play an Ultimate. I mean, not every game is new when you're new to the game. Like, same games are just always piss easy. But most games are hard, yeah. Like, I think like most good games at least are rather hard first and then easier the more you play. What is easy? I mean, I don't know, like tic-tac-toe. Reflect in there, we gotta disengage. Fucking reflector, stop it. Okay. Oshi and Meat Boy, yeah, sure. Okay, you wanna do the volcano here as well, because in Ultimate you get a... Well, skill or attribute point, like you get something for this. You need to do the messenger quest, you should not skip this one. It's pretty important here. Managing eco in Sims, top tier Sims player. Yeah, I don't know. Can I keep my saves if I play the beta? Yes, however, I would definitely suggest you to back them up, do a backup, because there might be some bugs that maybe corrupt your files, you never know. So you want to be prepared for that. Going to bed, thanks for streaming. Yo, thanks for watching, man. See you around, good night, good night. Playing 1.2 with dual wield range doesn't actually feel awful. Because of evade, or why? I think evade is also gonna be like pretty nice for pistol builds, yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh yeah, by the way, somebody like reported that if you evade on ground damage, right, you become immune or something. Yeah? No. Like, for like another extra second maybe, but not really. Evoke mostly, yeah. Yeah. I think I wanna play pistols. Actually, yeah. The more I think about it, I think Wade should be really nice for pistols. Or also like for like channeling spells, right? Like Ignifar, Aether Ray. This should be a great... I mean, Evade is great for all characters, I think, obviously, but I think channeling, casters, and pistol builds are gonna benefit comparatively more. I mean, it's great for everybody, obviously, even dot casters, of course, but... Holy shit. Lokarr goes. Dual wield leveling went from awful to okay with 1.2. Nice. It's good to hear. Are you playing a Purifier or what are you playing? Like a... I don't know. Tactician maybe? Warlord? I don't know, there's like many ways to play a range to be honest. Rhythmic Paladin? Oh, there we go. A Paladin, a dual-wielding Paladin. A gun dual-wielding Paladin. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it's actually one of the better gun classes, the Paladin. But there's some good crossbow builds. Like two-handed range builds in general. I mean, Promise Strike Shaman, Promise Strike Druid, for example, is a great one. You can also actually do like Fire Strike Purifier. Promise Strike Vindicator, Rabinger. Like Rabinger Witchblade, Rabinger Deceiver, Rabinger Sentinel, I guess, as well. Or a Pyromancer. Rabinger refers to using the Razin set as well as the Harbinger set together in one build.
How do you exit?
He weapon swap to Zerthuzidon's offhand. That's actually what he's doing. Oh shit.
Welcome back.
The messenger is dead. Okay, we get a attribute point here then, I guess. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I don't know, Cunning Spirit Physique. Something. Should probably put Physique, honestly, to get more HP. And then we go to Dravis, and Dravis is gonna give us a skill point, I think.
You have to stop Dravis.
Okay, and he's gonna Sunder now on the Ravenous Earth that he puts under you, right? Yep, so it's like orange, right? You saw like his... This animation, by the way, is too fast for it. I mean, maybe not, but it's like big, fat, and orange. I guess it's actually fine, because it still... Like the Ravenous shithole, right? Still has like a delay. It doesn't like instantly hit you. So you can evade away from it when he like starts glowing. It's fair. Oh my god, that's a good hit. Right.
And so, my misguided child lies dead, far from the land of his birth. I've witnessed many of my progeny perish over the centuries. He was consumed when Dravis confronted.
But yeah, for beginners, I don't know, you just play like 200 Promise Strike Druid, I think. It's like... I have a guide for that as well, somewhere in here. Maybe the person asking could just clarify if you meant like an actual beginner build, or... Then like chat doesn't have to speculate all the time. It's so weird. I have still like another one from normal difficulty. Oops. It's gonna clap here, right? With a Sunder. Actually, that's not how you do it, right? You don't do wait away. What am I doing? Okay, let's do it again, properly. Come here. I wanna do it properly. Right? You do it like this. No, you don't. Never mind. What? 10k damage? Early roll, just like in fucking Elden Ring, right? Fucking early rolls. Always preemptive rolling, never patient enough. Fuck man, it's gonna be like an Elden Ring. Oh my god. I'm gonna learn the timings. Or, you know, just like wait away, I guess. I get it the first time, that's fine. Early rolls into spears, yep. Classic. Yeah. The double Crucible Knights. Dude, I early rolled non-stop all the time on the spear attack. Like literally every single time I early rolled. I mean, I never said I'm a mechanically gifted player. I'm definitely not. And I'm not the worst, but definitely not the best either. What? What Thunder's here? The fucking spikes he still spawned? Oh my god. 40. Was? Yeah, he already died and like his projectile was just lingering and applying thunder, I guess. Cigarius. Okay, what are these clips? Properly. Come here. I wanna do it properly. Right, you do it like this. No, you do it like neck. The timing with this was also perfect, right? Oh my god. You like way too early. You wait. What am I doing? Yeah, like early roll, right? I wanna do it properly. Right, you do it like this. No, you do it. Never mind. Yeah, you just do it like this. Yep. So slow though. I was honestly like if it was his old animation speed, I would have dodged it. But the new one is so giga slow, man. It's like Elden Ring again, right? Where they like, you know, they hold up the weapon for like 10 years, and that's like really fast attack, but the wind up is like holding up the weapon in the air for like 5 billion years. The thunder was applying the hit itself, with the one you just showed on stream, the tick? Yeah. Oh, you mean like the thunder? I don't know. I mean, he can also do 10k without thunder, I think. Like, if you have 1600 armor and... I mean, my Fizz Rest is too high for that. Maybe I didn't have... Wait, did I have Ill Omen on it? I think if you have Ill Omen, then he shouldn't deal that much damage. But maybe I didn't have Ill Omen on him there. Do we see the debuffs? Oh, well, I don't have Ill Omen on him, right? Okay, yeah, then it makes sense. No, it's just his normal damage. Like, he does this as well last patch. He can do 10k if you don't do Ill Omen on him, and you have no Mark of Torment, and you have 1600 armor, then yes, he just deals 10k damage. I had Turtle. Turtle, that's not how Turtle works. So like when you have one hit taking you from 13k to 2k, Turtle procs after that. Right? Turtle does not protect you from one-shots. That's not how Turtle works. If you get one shot for 13k, Turtle does literally nothing. Turtle only procs after you get hit, right? And then protects you from like dying after a big hit, but it never protects you from a one-shot. That's not how it works. Which is why, especially in the past, Turtle was terrible as fuck. Now the value is high enough and the devotion itself is kind of decent, so people actually like started picking it. But in the past, like, it was terrible as fuck because it kind of only protected you against one-shots, but then again at the same time it didn't protect you against one-shots, so it like did nothing, so nobody picked it. Now it still doesn't protect you against one-shots, but like the devotion itself is just better all around, so it's like fine. And especially the cooldown is pretty nice now, so... It's just like better overall now. Two-tell. Whenever I see that emote, I always have to think about the fucking noises, the turtle sex noises that are usually like associated with that emote. That's fucking classic as well. Huh? You don't know the video? You don't know it? Okay, where is it? Turtle... Sex noise. 6 million views on... Wait. Who has the one? the one clip. That's not the one, obviously. Where the fuck is it? That's not the one either. Okay, but like at which timestamp is it at? Is that even the video? I'm not sure if that's the one. 014. There we go. You wanna see the video as well? Let's go. Yeah, now you know. Now you know. Like, whenever that sound was played anywhere on Twitch, people spam detail. So that's why this emote also like reminds me of that sound. You feel educated? Well, yeah, I guess you're welcome.
So now you understand that I did what I had to.
Wait, what? Oh, because I'm part.
Now you understand.
Because I'm side of the comments chosen, he says that, right? Okay. Oh, also because we did the quest line with him first and then went here, right? Okay, so Father Common Ultimate, right? Once he does the belly burst thing, right? Like this one right here. You want to use Mark of Torment right there. You want to save Mark of Torment for that, and then he deals no damage. Otherwise, he might just kill you right there with the kidney stones as well. I was just pausing for educational purposes, not because I'm an unskilled player, of course.
After all these centuries, the usurpers dare not show their faces.
Oh, you just kill him? I mean, yeah, but like... I need to still explain, even if my character just kills him, but... the funny thing about the turtle sound is that Magi sounds exactly the same. True and real. True and real, of course.
How long do you think it would last?
How do you know? We all know. We just know. Magi is he shares a lot on stream. So yeah, if you wanna know more, I'd like just follow this guy right here. He sounds like a turtle as well, apparently, according to his wife. Come, little human. Yep. Even Korak tells you too. Come, little turtle. I will make this quick. Let's go. Let's make this quick. I got it wrong. Magi's the woman. Ah. And you can both be the woman if you want to. I don't judge. Make sure to always reapply and spam fucking Mark of Torment, I mean Eloman rather. And dodge his meteors, I guess. Not sure how like reliable evade is against that, honestly. Like I don't think this fight is made for evade. So I'm just like get your distance instead. Okay, stage 3 can be actually a bit scary now though. It's like the only one that can actually get scary. There's like a phase where he goes invulnerable and like spawns meteors. If you get hit by those, then you're gonna take like giga dam. And also you can like zoom in your face and do like a swirly attack, which deals some tons of damage. This one right here, yes, it dealt damage as you can see, but lots damage. And also like the eyes that like go towards him, they also deal damage. Swirly attack deals damage. Okay, that's the meteors from the skies. After that we want to Mark of Torment and use Eloman again, of course. We'll apply our buffs. Make sure to disengage from that. We gotta reapply Eloman. He's gonna do meteors though. Right, so... Wait, I wanna see if we can... Holy fuck. I guess you can evade that, right? If you do it properly. You can evade for like his swirl and his charge now. He has no Sunder, no. Not yet at least. Maybe he's gonna get some Sunder at some point. But he has no Sunder. Wield has Sunder, Korvac does not so far, I don't know. I don't know. They could give like his... Wait, what? Just get it, I guess. Just get Horns of Korvac. Well, it's a good item, but not for this class, as you can see. It's very nice on like Savagery, Elemental stuff, or like Elemental Inquisitors. Like Infiltrator, for example, is insane for this as well. It's actually kind of fine for Nightblades. It's like very good on Trickster and Infiltrator, I think. Like Elemental Infiltrator wants to use this. It's pretty decent. Horns of Korvac. Quack quack.
Korvac's anguished cries have echoed across realities.
Yes, Korvac's no more.
His cult has been
His
crushed.
cult has been crushed.
Even now, his scattered followers are being hunted down and eliminated. The forgotten god will soon be a we must Korvac, do not think to believe.
Do not.
Korvac, do not think we you honor, do not we you
Do
honor,
not.
we do not we do not we do not we must do not we must do not we must ensure do not we must do not we must do not we must do not we must do not do not do not do not do not do not let us
Alright, there's some more like side quests here. Like for example, this lady right here, which makes you buy a merit. So there are merits in this game, which are the other thing you want to buy after like experience potions to, you know, speed up your leveling on other characters. This one will do the following: unlock ultimate difficulty and elite, of course, as well. Unlock all skill attribute points that you get from lower difficulties, so from normal and elite. Unlock all rift gates on normal and elite, and also unlock all your inventory bags. So this and the experience potions, and we are like kind of like 2/3 there when it comes to like what you want to use for leveling, like for speed leveling alternative characters, right? Also like Leovan's rings, right, are pretty nice for that. We have 2 of those. You can get 1 for each difficulty, like from each difficulty rather. And now the last thing that we're missing would be the Lokarr set. So we would have to do the secret quest that we need to do to get to Lokarr and then kill Lokarr, and then you need to farm him to get the full set, because it's a 4-piece set and he only drops like 1 piece per run. So you're gonna need at least 4 runs, but probably more because, well, he doesn't always just drop them in order, of course. He's gonna drop them randomly. So you might get like, I don't know, like 5 boots and 10 helmets before you get a single chest, for example. It is what it is. And that is how it is. If you listen closely, he says Döner, Döner, Döner. Yeah, you have to like listen very close there for that one to happen. Döner macht schöner is what he says. Classic. Okay, now for the Lokarr questline. Okay, usually what I do before Lokarr though is dungeons.
Greetings.
Because dungeons are like easier than Lokarr. And you wanna like at this point you wanna, well, farm totems, maybe farm dungeons, and also be able to do Lokarr, right? We already did the SOT dungeon, so we can already farm that one for example, the like Alchemist rings or like Soul Rend. We could do Bastion of Chaos. It's a bit harder than Alchemist for sure. We could do Podverbary, also harder than Alchemist, but arguably like the same as Bastion of Chaos maybe. Ancient Grove, we actually did Ancient Grove at some point already, right? It was low level, but we can do it. It's a bit sketchy with the skill right now though, with the last boss being a bit sketchy. And then there is the Morgnath dungeon right at the Lost Oasis, which is the hardest one of the 3 or of the 5. So I guess if we do Lost Oasis, we can prove that we can do all dungeons. That's not quite how it works, but I pretend that's how it works. So we do Morgnath dungeon first, and then we do Lokarr, I guess, and then this is a certified beginner build. But yeah, I mean, Reaper on hardcore, like, play it at your own risk, right? Like, honestly, it's a bit squishy. On softcore, you can always start a Reaper, that's totally fine. On hardcore, yeah, you're just gonna be confident in being, I mean, not necessarily like in yourself being fine with, you know, being a skilled player, but more importantly, being confident with your being fine, with yourself being fine with just dying and losing your character. Because I don't know, like I feel like Grim on hardcore, especially when you're like new-ish to the game, it's not about if you're gonna die. It's not about if you're gonna die. It's about when you're gonna die. Like you're gonna die at some point for sure, 100%, and more so in a Reaper than a Warlord, for example. So all the content that we're doing now is, well, content that you don't have to do at this point. You could like, you know, farm Alchemos and totems for another like 50 hours before you do the content that we're doing now. And it's totally fair and reasonable and fine for a new player. But I'll skip that part because it's gonna be boring, right? Boring to watch. And also boring for myself to do, actually, to be honest. Yeah, you want, for Morganath, you want obviously always stun rest, you want some petrify rest. I have 36, which is not very high. That's not very high at all. But it is what it is. We don't really like have any way to increase it right now, I think. There is no way for us to do that. Just evade as wet as me, and then you're gonna be fine. Yeah. Just evade as wet as I did against the one gatekeeping thingy, right? And that's gonna be fine, right? It's gonna be fine. Holy shit, we're already like bang to the sky. What the fuck? Yeah, dodge this poison, right? Yikes. Who is Morganath? He is a character. He is a thing in this game. You can learn a lot about Morganath if you read all the lore in Lost Oasis and Tomb of the Heretic. But yeah, ultimately here's the final boss of that dungeon. You made the mistake of going water force wave for first hardcore character. So now after that everything you play is gonna feel squishy. I mean, that's fine though, right? Because then you can improve as a player. Getting more damage and not die while being squishier. I mean, water is just like always solid for beginner, but it's so... I don't know. I think even water is like way more fun than water for beginner, because water is just... I don't know, like the most boring class in the entire game, kinda. And you can play like Prime Strike or Force Wave, sure, like those abilities at least are like flashy in some way, but like it's so boring. The gameplay is just like so boring. And it's like, I mean, it's very tanky. And the damage isn't even that great on water. Like, water is not high damage. Yes, you can make like lightning water deal damage. But no, it's not the best lightning water you can... Like, it's not the best lightning Promise Strike character you can make. It's better to play like Archon, for example, or Conjurer. Like, those are better for damage for Promise Strike than Archon. Even Vindicator's way better. What did I say? Yeah, like Archon, Vindicator, and Druid are like way better than like water. And water is still solid, but I don't know. Yeah. And then you have, well, Force Wave, right? With a physical Force Wave, I mean, literally everything is more damage than water, I think. Like, Battle Mage is more casting speed. Death Knight is more resistance reduction and more raw damage. Witchblade is more resistance reduction, more raw damage. Warlord is more raw damage and more resistance reduction. Demolitionist, so like, what's it called? Commando is more raw damage actually, I think, as well, or like the same at least. And while it's kind of not that good for physical either, it's really good for fire. And more damage than water for fire, Force Wave. What else is there? Blade Master. Okay, Blade Master is arguably worse than water for physical Force Wave. Like, even for damage. I guess Blade Master is the only one that's actually worse for damage than water for physical Force Wave.
Hello again.
Hello. Oh yeah, she's the one that you need to like give the pendant to, by the way, in case you didn't know. Now you know. Yeah. Like, all soldier skills are... Like, water is just... I mean, water is like fine for Avenger Savagery. But even there, it's way more damage if you play Archon instead. It's just like super duper regen tank as of water, which is fine. Like, it's not a bad build at all. It's just, again, no damage compared to other alternatives. But yeah, like, as a hardcore starter, water is like totally fine. Like, it's just that like unkillable behemoth that deals no damage, but also really can't die that much. And also, it's like, it can't die in the hands of a player that doesn't know how to like time certain defensive skills properly. Like, for example, a Death Knight, right? A Death Knight can be arguably as tanky as a water, or like in some situations even tankier if you like know how to use Mark of Torment properly, right? But it's kind of like skill based, so like a player that doesn't use Mark of Torment properly is better off playing like a water protagonist, for example, right? Water has some interesting builds. Wait, who's that? Who said that? Oh no, Warlord, yeah. Yeah, Warlord has more interesting builds. Like, even the Blitz build, I think, is... At least you're fast, you know? Like, at least you can blitz around like a maniac and you're like... Zoom. But to be honest, like, Blitz Warlord is not the strongest for endgame either, right? Like, for endgame, there are other warlords that are stronger. And those are either, like, retaliation based or, I don't know, just, like, generally, like, a bit more boring to play. That's fine, I guess. And there's also Avenger Warlord, yeah. I guess. I don't know, what does Avenger Warlord do, though? Like, when you want... I think it's squishier than Water, and does less damage than Archon, so it's, like, somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's not bad, but yeah, it's okay, for sure. It's just like Warlord has so many other builds you can do instead. And if you want to be like tanky, you just play, like if you want to be a tanky Avenger build, you play Water. And if you want to actually deal damage, you need to play Archon, right? So it's kind of like this mixed bag of like a little bit of everything, but like nothing really like not really like selling at everything, like at anything really. So yeah, I think it's overall like a good build and it's totally okay, but it's very like underplayed, I guess, because if you want to play that, you just play something else for the most part. Because like our Reckoning Warlord still rocks. Yeah, I mean for like quick farming, it's like amazing. I don't think it's like good for pushing like content where you want to be a tank, but it's amazing for farming, yeah. And when it comes to like playing a fresh start Our Reckoning build, I would rather play Sentinel because you have like way more options. And also for endgame, I mean, that's the other thing though, where like if you want like if I want to go like full damage, then also a Death Knight I think is better than, or maybe even a Sentinel is just better than Warlord for damage, but Warlord is probably the tankiest variant of a Our Reckoning world then, to be fair. The most fun Warlord, that's not how you build a sentence. Fun and Warlord in one sentence. No, like I really think Warlord is more fun than Water. Like it's just better, like it's way more fun than Water. It mightn't be more fun than say a Nightblade, but for some casters, but I don't know, I think it's more fun than a Water at least. Doom Relic, eh? Doom. Doom Relic. It's a good relic for soldiers. Setting the bar high, more fun than a Water, yeah. I mean, it's not the most boring class at least. Even pet builds are more fun than a Water? I don't know about that. Is he gonna Sunder? No, he's just gonna Petrify. I mean, I guess he's already like toxic enough with the Petrify, so he doesn't really need Sunder. Oh wait, I didn't talk to Riggs, did I? Ah, I don't even have the free key with me. Should wait for that first, maybe.
See anything you like? Iron well spent.
Also, yeah, Fatal Mask and Elite and Ultimate, as I said earlier at some point, gives you +1 to all skills. So it's like if you don't know what helmet to use on a build, you can always use this on Elite and Ultimate, like at level 75 and higher. Right, you can always go to the spot near the Salak pit, near Coven Sands, right, and get it there. It's always an option, always good. Never bad. It's never the best option, there's always something better than this on any build. But it's never like bad either, that's fine. This might be a shock, but fun is subjective, yeah, for sure. To you the most boring is Necromancer and Bloody Pox. Understandable. Like I could see that being boring for someone, for sure. Welcome. Just give me the items. Just give me all your items, man. just do it. Okay, there we go. Get the Morganath quest as well now. And got a free key from him, so we don't have to pay for the dungeon. Lokarr is just a bad class anyway. Is it? I mean, it's not a... It's yeah. Okay, for the most part, Kabbalist is it's a good class, but like everything Kabbalist can do, a conjurer or a ritualist can just do better. But it's very okay. But I feel like, for example, compared to Deceiver or Apostate, I feel like Kabbalist is actually a better class than Deceiver or Apostate, but it has less unique builds to it, you know, like less builds where you're like, okay, I want to play this on a Kabbalist. There are way more builds where you're like, okay, I want to play this on a Apostate, or I want to play this on a Deceiver, right? There's never anything where you're like, okay, I want to play this on a Kabbalist, because you're always like, I could just play Ritualist or a Conjurer instead of it, and it's gonna be better. Apart from maybe something like Aether Sigils, actually, right? Like Aether Sigils, you're like, okay, I want to play that on Kabbalist. Because nothing else works as well for it as Aether, as like Necromancer, a secondary for Aether, like Aether Sigils. Okay, what do we have here? Your total health is modified by 10%. I mean, I don't complain about it at all as a Reaper, that's very nice. Brutal. Piercing damage. Okay, that's a total meme now. Berserking. Berserking, eh? Okay. The attack speed is scary. Okay, so nothing is really... This is just buffing me, so this is good. This is whatever. And this is attack speed. The attack speed part is scary, but the rest is very easy and doable, I would say, here. At least it's not a Defiler. I mean... Yeah, Defiler is a bad class, but at least it has like more unique builds to it than Kabbalist, I feel like. Yeah, Wit, Backwater Cocktail, Blightlord is solid, and you can even like Sprinkling Grenade like I did in the league, right? And then there is a Gargaball Pistol Defiler, which is also good. Like those two builds are good. Other than that though, yeah. It's kind of a meme. Adversary on Defiler? Hey, why would you play Necromancer for that though? Oh, Morganath Flag Plates. These are also not bad for Reaper at all. You can also use these on Reaper. I just get them, I guess. They even have health. I mean, okay, Leg Plates better have health as well though, right? Ah, shit, dude. I'm gonna be, like, no matter what I do here, or like rather no matter what I equip instead of Leg Plates of Valor, it's gonna make my character squishier. Chest and shoulders, though, could be upgraded with tankier items for sure. My chest and shoulder are kind of squished right now. It has Fizras, RR, and OA. But Adversary is fire damage, right? How does Necromancer have fire resistance reduction with Adversary? Oh, you mean physical. Oh shit, wait. Right, yeah, physical, you're right. Yeah, true. I have, yeah, no, you're right. Like, Adversary is a good physical Bomberman item now. That's interesting, yeah. I should try that sometime. Actually, it's actually Zethras. This guy, like, throws down rocks and they hurt. And if you get, like, debuffed from their, like, auras, then, yeah, you're not gonna have fun here. Shit, I got hit. Minus 1% Fizras. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Who said this game is less reliant on resistance reduction and, like, overcap now? Who said that? Okay, wait, can you dodge? Oh shit, no, the timing is so hard to dodge that, like, to wait there to get the iframe on that. Also, the iframe, I mean, no, the iframe should protect you against the debuff, right? Okay, interesting. Oh my god, he has a Ring of Torod as well. What the fuck is this RNG on this character? Just get it, I guess. I don't know what to say, man. Also, we're getting some Magi Mantles again, which are also great for this character, aren't they? 1600 armor, Dread Lethal Assault. Yeah, like, you want something like this. It's even of Amaras's Flurry, like, what the fuck? The aggressive prefix is honestly not bad, but on the other hand, I kind of would like to have something that is making me tankier, but I'm not gonna complain. Like, these are really good, honestly. The chest I can't use. This is like, what, Pierced Fire, this is Cold Acid. That's gonna be unusable. You wanna get like a... oops. You wanna get like a different chest than that for sure. But yeah, these shoulders and then like a tanky chest will make breaking this set and like removing this set for sure like 100% worth it. I mean, to be fair, they did buff the drop rates in the rings, but still kind of crazy. This is a kind of cool ring that like spawns swirly eyes around you as well. Yeah, I mean, Formidable of Amas's Flurry is like the best, right? That one is the best, but it's not gonna happen today, is it? Or not? But I mean, yeah, Lethal Assault is crazy for damage, isn't it? Yeah, like these are super high damage, like crazy. Crazy deeps on those shoulders. Crazy. You never use a single Magi ring ever. Ah. I think I used one. And then died instantly. I don't remember actually. Well, seems like we're getting more of this set today. Or like, more Morganath stuff at least. Morganath's grip. To be fair, the entire Morganath set is very nice with the Soul Rend, because Morganath set isn't really like attack speed based either. If you look at the gloves, they have Leech, yes, but no... what is this debuff? Shit. But they have no attack speed, right? So for this build in specific, I don't think it's the best set, but it is another way to play a Cold Reaper, which is pretty nice. Formidable feels season 5 now, yeah. Harvest season. Just craft your items. Now, if this was season 5, right, I would have like Formidable on my leg plus of Valor. Oh, that shit is so broken. Lost. Alright, let's do the side dungeon here, or like the side event rather. It's gonna be a bit sketchy, not probably though. It's gonna be a bit sketchy. I expect this to be sketchy. You wanna... well, you wanna actually kill these guys first. What am I doing? Like, you don't wanna face tank these guys and all the waves in the middle. That's a little suicidal. Like, where the fuck is he? There he is. Especially on a squishy build like this. This build is not ready for full face tank. hide the loot in situations like these, then you can see the debuffs better on the ground, like the bullshit ground. Now you gotta be very alert on the watchers, because, oh my god. Because if you see their clap animation, you never wanna get hit by that. You can just die if you get clapped, you're like clapped and like in some debuff shit, and then like some other mobs hit you as well, you're just dead. You are just dead then. Hello? Oh, that was already it? Okay. Oh, there's gonna be another wave. Guess not. What is this shit loot, by the way? What? One blue? Huh? How is it only one blue? How is it only one blue? Okay, you can buy the self-arcane potion here. Don't press it though. You can also, actually on an ultimate, if you wanna do a build that contains a conduit, right? Like for example, I don't know, like maybe Aether, Cadence, Aether, Krieg, Death Knight, bad chest, right? Then you want the conduit of Warring Whispers, this one right here, and then craft it until you get to the Aether Cadence conversion roll, right? And you can also reset this vendor with the same reset vendor trick again, and then you can basically like get all these conduit blueprints here eventually. I already have exactly this one though for some reason. It's kind of funny. Oh well. Not gonna buy it then. Also remember to check him because he always has a rare like purple mat. You wanna mark a torment on this guy, right? And then maybe like evade at the end. And he's just gonna like die to dots anyway. Cool, 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 cool. What are these mobs doing? Alright, there's no event up here. It's not the league. There's no event up here. Oh shit. Ultos, Bultos. We got Ultos blueprint, guys. Bad chest. We should reroll into lightning water, right? And the Reddit's favorite. The Reddit fan favorite. Ultos water. We even found oh no, this is for Blade Arc, never mind. Okay, Morganath, I mean, we already fought him once in normal. This is the same fight, just way harder. So, yeah. Don't get hit by these projectiles when you enter the fight. They have damage reduction, and you don't want to have less damage obviously, so just keep that in mind. And also, if he spawns Zethris, you might want to consider running and maybe like focusing Zethris as well. And once you start running though, you have to be careful about his jump. What is he doing? Oh, he's doing the shit, okay. Just evade the jump, right? There we go. Mark of Torment, Eloman, engage. Eloman, reapply. Okay, maybe disengage. Oh shit, I had like Mark of Torment up though. Okay, we have to evade the jump again. Oh, he just misses. Spawning another shade now. At least it's not Zethris. I think we can just like nuke him now and ignore the shade. Let's go. No lucky drops there. Oh well. Shame Morganeth doesn't Sunder anymore. Yeah, he used to Sunder as well actually. In some patch in the past. That's kinda crazy. I'm still like a bit how do you say that? Surprised Gargaball Sunders, but Alchemist doesn't. Anyway, so we did this one, right? And if we do this one, then I guess you can kind of like do all dungeons. That's the hardest one. You could argue though that like for a build like this that the Gargaball is maybe just hard or even harder if you try to like face tank. But Gargaball is like way easier to like, you know, kite and just run around in circles around him and then like only engage when your Mark of Torment is up. Oops, where am I going? So yeah. And yeah, besides we already did Gargaball at a lower level. But it was fine, right? It was fine. I mean, it was not quite fine, but it was, I guess, maybe fine. I don't know. It was fine enough, let's say it like that. Okay, so we wanna use these, right? Eventually, at some point, sure. I also still maybe wanna use the Band of Eternal Haunt and my Alchemist Ring. I don't know. I'm like lazy with switching around my gear right now. Very lazy actually.
Got something you need, Stash?
Okay, there is a blueprint that you can sometimes get for a chest. It's like a legendary chest. Where is it? I don't have it. Cool. Wait, can you maybe just not like buy it as well? Wasn't there like a craftable chest that you can just like... I mean, these are craftable, I guess. Haha. They suck the... Oh, double rare? Fuck you. No, there was like a legendary that you can craft, right? But I guess you have to find the blueprint obviously first, and it might be... I mean, it's probably random. What's it called again? Okay, I mean, what you wanna wear ideally is like Frost Dread Cuirass, right? I don't think we have it yet. And I mean, it's a random legendary drop, so I'm not gonna like count on you guys getting that one either. That easily. No, of course we don't. Don't have it yet. That would make you also way tankier here. I mean, if you were playing the League, right, you could just get like one of those like green heavy looter chests, right, that make you tanky AF. Farm one of those. Can't do that here. Korba? No, not Korba. No Korba here. What's the thing next to the totally normal shield? Oh. Oh. Just get it, I guess. I don't know what to say, man. Just get it. Just get it. Also, the aura, right? Look at the damage here. Boom. This aura right here, and it has like flat core damage already, and the aura gives you like more damage. More damage, and more armor. More armor, more damage. I mean, you lose some damage here, but actually you also gain damage here because of, like, you know, conversion and lethal assault. So now we just have to, like, fix res. So we lost a 2-piece, which gave us, like, Aether and Chaos res. And Wit, Elemental, Pierce, and Bleed. Okay, Bleed is fine. Elemental is shit. Acid is shit. Pierce is kinda shit. Aether is shit. Okay, so we need Aether. And what? Aether Poison, right? Oh, me being a total idiot, of course. I forgot to buy the writs before doing all the content. Oh shit.
See anything you like? Iron well spent.
And I think there is Aether Poison over here with Bismiel. Oh well.
Iron well spent.
That's what I get for not choosing to sim for Bacilla, I
Come
guess.
see what's left of my wares.
Okay.
To good use.
We gotta do bounties. Grimton veteran kick out, yep. Our streamer. Our streamer. Hunt down Korvax champions. I thought the cult has been crushed. I guess not. Oh, we gotta reset the map there. Bounty gamer, yep. Bounty gamer indeed. Also Blade Spirits gamer. For once at least. For once I'm remembering to cast these again. Scrabuvu gameplay incoming. Yes, yes. At who? Grandma? Wait, corrupt champions are the fatties, right? The big boned guys. This guy here, yep, that's a champion. And the quarter champion. That was a champion. World first bounty speedrun. Watch me clear bounties faster than Scrab. Okay, let's go back to the bounty table. The bounty table. Worst for bounty period, because nobody ever does bounties, I guess. Bounty gamer. Okay, next. Go to the astral fields and destroy a wraith called Avrunap. Okay. Okay. Avrunap, show yourself. Show yourself.
After all these centuries,
I guess we could like kill Korvac again, right? For like full rep. Prove it. Prove what? Where's Kerplunk, by the way? Is he still streaming? Dude, he's streaming like crazy lately. Wait, yesterday he said like when he ended his stream, this is like the time when I want to raid Rick by Protoss, and today I'm alive and he didn't raid me. Nani? I feel betrayed. You got a sponsorship? Oh, with the one with two Brutus? Yeah, me too. But what diapers? Huh? Adult diapers, like for like people above the age of 80 or something like that. Dude, where the fuck is... Oh, I already killed him, never mind. Oops, imagine reading. Read your bounties, guys. Reading kills, I mean reading saves lives rather. Reading saves sanity. To be fair though, I don't mind like farming this place a little bit more because you can, if you're lucky, get a belt here, right? Dude, farming gargoyles in base game is absolute pain. Holy shit, dude. Absolute pain. Yeah. We just kill him again for rep. No need to actually kill him, but we just kill him again for rep.
Stolen shall be mine once more.
It's for PoE players so that they can skip toilet. I see. What's the modifier here? Aether warped. So Lokarr deals Aether damage. Lamau. I think I got unlucky with like execution hits this time. Last time I killed him quicker in the second phase. Maybe... Nah, there's nothing that like makes enemies weaker, is there? No, I don't think so. Yep, he waited. Get evaded on, bitch. Okay, wait. Oh shit, no. Yeah, you can also wait that one, but I think I've just fucked it up. Mistimed it. Shit. Oh my god, dude, that was super quick. How do you wait that? The fuck? God gamer reflexes needed. This one though can be waited. The spin is has like enough of a wind up because it always does like 1-2 slashes and then the spin. But the freaking like charge is insane.
I can't open that.
Give me my loot. Doctor my GRIMTOOLS link. Okay. We do after Lokarr. Okay. So tomorrow. Wait, what? No, it's already. Wait, no, we don't do Lokarr today then, I guess. It's already like fucking midnight. What the hell? Okay, this episode isn't that long yet though. We can push for Lokarr, I guess.
Come see what's left of my
Yeah, let's just push for Lokarr anyway. Ads, imagine not being a sub. Imagine not subbing to your favorite streamer. Kill Azaleon, okay. It's already tomorrow. True. Yeah, then I guess tomorrow means today. So today means tomorrow. So yeah, maybe next stream. Oh, a storm serpent there. Can I add this? What was that? Edge? Corpa? Oh wait, why am I not signed in? Yeah, Corpa is seeing a reinsurgence because of Cyberpunk, right? And you can be a Corpa in Cyberpunk. So Corpa is like high usage around... Corpa's an oldie mode, right? But it has like high usage again now because of Cyberpunk. Shit. Oh shit, reflect. Reflect! He's dead. Reflect is dead. We're playing Corpo right now, but no DLC. Is the DLC worth it? Are the DLCs worth it, guys? I mean, they are in Grim Dawn. You don't think it's actually worth it? They made the skill trees worse? Did they make it worse in the DLC or with the patch, the 2.0 patch? Okay, that's our bounty target right here. Nice, nice. It is dead. As dead as you can be. Show the Elden Ring DLC later this year. Yeah, didn't somebody like think like the Elden Ring DLC this year? And it's gonna come eventually, right? Surely. Surely. Blah 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 blah. Call an Endred Hound called Grimoire. He's already dead though. Already killed him. He's easy to find though. Okay, we're gonna reset. You can watch the story for free on stream. The DLC adds no systems. Oh, okay. Okay, so Grimoire can either spawn around the basalt crags over here, or you can spawn like south of Infernal Wastes. We're gonna check out both locations. There's also like multiple in both areas, so there's like one here, one here. I wanna check them out. Right, like he can be here. But also in other places. Add my relic skill? Could add my blade spirits, that's for sure. Oh, you're talking about Cyberpunk, okay. Okay. Okay, so he didn't spawn here nor here, so he's gonna be at Infernal Wastes and then you go south. So he can like spawn I think here and then I think like somewhere here as well maybe. Something like that. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Holy fucking ground damage. Stop it. Yo, Atari, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Shame he has no MI. Yeah. Shame indeed. Take a look at the bounty. Seek out Sand Claw Matriarchs. Okay, this one is easy as fuck. You just go to Corbin Plateau, right? Then you backtrack a bit, like up here, and kill some of these guys. The Matriarchs, I think, are black. You gotta like look out for a black lizard. This one right here. Black lizard, yep. None of these are black. Maybe up here. No, this is, these are global attacks that are on the rise. I don't care about these. Oh, there's one. This one's black. Sandflow Matriarch, there we go. Okay. D4 war so eine Katastrophe, hätte ich nur mal auf dich gehört. I mean, yeah. Hindsight is like 2020, right? But find a stone griffin Ulazor. So Ulazor I think spawns in Carrion Docks. So you go to Carrion Docks and you go west. But yeah. To be fair, I couldn't like completely warn people in my videos. Like I didn't like say I'm not like don't buy the game from the beta. I was just like cautious. And I don't know, man. Like I had a feeling, you know, like by the way they have like their priorities set. and how the beta played, that there is a solid game there, but it's not good enough. And they have the priorities like in the total like wrong direction. So I had a feeling, but I couldn't really like say this game is gonna be like absolutely horrible. How did I get into Grim Dawn modding? So basically, I got clapped by a Watcher right there. You saw that? Fucking 9k damage. Standard Watcher. That was not like fucking... Dude. How can people say like the Act 8 that we made is not in line with the base game? Did you see this crap? Did you see this right here? Like fucking 9k damage right there from a fucking one single hit Watcher? It makes me so mad, like people cry about literally everything in the league and then like, yeah, like just a random Forgotten Gods Watcher hits you for 9k damage. But for Dur, like the fucking league is too hard, right? Oh my god, dude. I mean, okay, the league is always like a bit harder, but like it's not like... Like, I'm almost certain that like Fangs of Astrakhan release is gonna be harder than the league. Because Crate also made harder and harder content going forward. Like, does nobody like remember like fucking like Ashes of Mammoth release or like Forgotten Gods release? Like some things were like ridiculously hard on release and then it got like nerfed into the ground after like people crying. I mean, people just like remember like 1.1.9 balance, the easiest way, like the easiest iteration of Grim Dawn ever, and be like, oh, the league is harder than this. It's terrible. I give those opinions much more thought than they deserve. Yeah, maybe that's my problem. I guess, yeah. But also buffed the fuck out of everything, every single patch. Like for the player, I guess, yeah. Dude, where the fuck is Ulazor? Am I blind? I should have not picked up this quest if I don't know where to go. What does it say? Okay, maybe let's try reading. Let's try reading. Let's go. Let's try reading. Our research on the Valley's tombs cannot continue. Oh, the Valley of the Chosen. Yeah, imagine reading. The Valley of the Chosen's up here, of course. Is this game infinite or what? Where's the world boss? So close, yep. I was almost in the right spot. Almost. Just like an entirely different area. Yep. I mean, at least you get like some... what's it called? Like... reputation from just like killing mobs as well, I guess. So it wasn't totally a waste of time, Copium. Oh, there he is. Hello. Hello, Lulazor? Wait, he just died. Okay. I guess he's not very hard. Obviously, he's not very hard. Okay, so how did I actually get into Grim Dawn modding though? So, I was making content for Grim Dawn, right? And there were like official patches for Grim Dawn, like bringing content, like Morganath Dungeon and so on. Like once upon a time, right, everybody was a happy Grim Dawn player. And at some point, Crate was like, we are no longer gonna do content. The game is content complete. Everybody was like, why is there no more content? And then we made like PvP tournaments. We made 3 of them. And then at some point we were like, well, multiplayer fucking sucks in this game because of like connectivity, right? And it's not that bad for like casual play, but if you want to have like a competitive environment, then it fucking sucks. And then... Wait, did I...
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. I ain't well spent. Okay,
I sold it, didn't I? When did I sell it? Why did I have it in my inventory? Oh my god, dude.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Why was it even in my inventory? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. I saw the Magi Mantle of the Winter Storm. Which is like the best in slot shoulder with like +2 lethal assault on top. Okay, okay, you know what? Abandoned mission, we just go straight for Lokarr with scuffed gear. Let's go. If I can do it in this gear, you can too, right? Or like rather, you can do it in the actual good gear. Let's just do it like that instead. It's only a green item. The audacity, it's only a green item. No, the reason is I had it in my fucking inventory when it shouldn't be in my bag. Like, it should be in my stash. Why is it in my bag? What the hell, dude? Okay, Lokarr questline. How to. Okay, how to do Lokarr questline. So first of all, once you've killed Logorian, right, you go to this guy. Like, you go close here. Expect Sadina's corpse down here, somewhere beyond, like, below everything else. You get a memento. You keep this memento. If you have gotten this one earlier after killing Logorian and going here, then, well, I pray for you that you haven't sold it. Otherwise, you're fucked. In the league, though, if you're playing the league, if you have sold it, then John Bourbon would give you another one. But this is not the league, so Crate is more ruthless than us. So if you sell this, you have to make a new character all the way to Ultimate, and then you can only do this again. Also, if you die, right, you should, like, you know, put iron bits into stash. But I mean, we're not gonna die, right? Imagine dying. So we can keep the iron. No, but like, you should always, like, put iron in stash. With iron bars. The big ones, at least. Like, with 500k and higher, you wanna put it in stash, right? Okay, next. You wanna find Nani's stash. Nani? Yeah. That one. You wanna find the Gloomwald stash. If you don't know how to get this quest, you get it from picking up a lore note in the house... Like, pretty much the first house in Gloomwald, I think. Like this house over here, this one right here. Right, you go here from Verbiage, and then this house over here. This one has the lore note. That lore note gives you the quest, and then you find the quest. I mean, rather, you complete the quest by finding the stash. Any build recommendation to handle Lokarr? Any beginner build I've made can handle Lokarr. Whether or not you can handle Lokarr in that build, I'm not sure, but every beginner build playthrough I've made always ends with me killing Lokarr on that build. So technically every single one that I've made. And now you found the stash, right? But what you really care about is you want to go beyond the stash, through here, through the thing here, over here, turn back, how about now? And you have to craft a Heart of Darkness, which needs a Black Tallow. So you gotta craft a Black Tallow because this guy doesn't craft Black Tallows, unfortunately. In the meantime, we can talk about why I started doing mods. Or like, why I started modding with Grim Dawn. So yeah, we did the PvP tournaments, right? But PvP in Grim Dawn is cool and all, but connectivity issues suck, so we stopped doing them at some point. Then Mike Fick had the glorious idea of, well, why don't we do a season instead of PvP tournaments, right? Because well, every RPG player ever, well, not everyone, but many love seasons, right? And Power of Exile has seasons, Diablo 3 has seasons, so why not give Grim Dawn seasons too? Okay, after you craft the heart and the memento, right, you want to go to the Chaos Rift connecting Barrowhome and Lone Watch again, this one over here. And then season 1 happened, right? I was just streaming and playing it and like participating on the ladder. Season 1 was like scuffed with like only Excel sheets and stuff like that. Then for season 2, I think Ground Zero made the website. Serious Dan made the mod, or like started making the mod. And yeah. Then season 2 happened. I was also not modding, just like you know, propagating it and playing it and streaming it and stuff like that and enjoying it. And then I was like, there's so many like bosses in the window. Okay, at some point I think there was like a patch in Grim Dawn, right, that like gave some of the bosses in Grim Dawn a Monster Infrequent. Then I was like, there's still other mobs that didn't get a Monster Infrequent. I wanna give like other mobs also Monster Infrequent. And then I was like, can I make items for the league that like, you know, make build diversity even higher than it already is in Grim Dawn? And then Stan was like, yeah, sure, okay, you can hop on the board, right? And he basically introduced me to modding Grim Dawn. Like, I did some modding like at some point for like other games, like I don't know, like some maps for some games and stuff like that, but no like serious like DBR file stuff. So I needed to get a big introduction, and Stan was patient, let's say it like that. So eventually I learned, and I made items, and I made them work, and yeah, then season 4 I was like, why don't we, since Create isn't gonna make new content anyway, right? Why don't we make new content? And then Mike was also like, yeah, I think the most suitable content would be like ice areas, right? And then we also had connections to Hawk, who made the Nidia mod. And then Hawk and me like made maps together pretty much for season 4 as well. Then I wrote like quests and lore. I wrote together with Otter, Armored Otter. Stan did like some other, I don't know, like nerdy stuff. Oh yeah, he did the Shattered Realm compression, I think, for season 4, right? Shattered Realm compression happened for season 4. Oh no, Shattered Realm compression was season 3, and Boundless Dungeons was season 4? Yeah, Boundless Dungeons was season 4. Exactly. Some like heavy scripting done by, like, still like the heavy lifting was done by Stan still, pretty much. Oh, both was 4 actually, yeah, true. Compression and Bonus Dungeon were both 4. You're right about that. Anyway, once you have these two items, Sadina and Heart of Darkness, you wanna go to Desolate Wastes, and then to this corner in the north here. And then if you have those items, you're gonna get this Ancient Urn here. Boom. Stormheart, mythical though. And this is kind of like all you need here. You can reset. Don't need to find the exit. Okay, more story time. So yeah, season 4 added like tons of stuff, with like Stan still doing like heavy lifting on the script stuff. Me doing like the heavy lifting for item design. And I guess like, just like overall like, just connecting all the dots together. Doing like a little bit of lore, a little bit of quest design. Actually, I kind of did like most of the quests. I just like, I made the quest and like told other people to write the lore for it, kind of. Like Otter, for example. Otter doing most of the lore stuff, I guess, together with me, but mostly him. For season 4 at least. And then Hawk doing most of the map stuff, but me doing also maybe like, I don't know, 30 or 40% of that. And then season 5, Stan needed a break from like babysitting me in the mod, I guess. Understandable. I guess the one quest in the Valley of No Wind with the bandit spawning that like still sometimes bugs out, like broke him. Understandable, that one is unfixable. And then season 5, yeah, like Hawk and me just like continued to make maps. Our Otter was nowhere to be found. So we had Nicholas Cole like help me out with the lore. So like Nicholas and me did the lore and conversations. I continued to do maps together with Hawk. I made more monsters, I made more items. I rewrote some scripts to compress bonus dungeons. Which wasn't as heavy like scripting as like making them in the first place, of course. And yeah, now we don't die to reflect here, cool. And then all of a sudden, Zentai, Crate rather, decides to do Fangs of Lokarr, I guess. And yeah, here we are. Here we are. Okay, so what you want to do right after finding these 3 items is you want to go to Mammoth Outskirts, you want to clear the way to this shrine, and you're going to go to 3 spawn locations for this zombie. Number 1 being here, number 2 being here, number 3 being here. I got lucky and got to spawn in the first spot over here, but you can also spawn here or here. And then when he spawns, make sure he just follows you and doesn't die. And you push him. Oh my fucking god, this guy like blocked him, are you fucking kidding me? And then you want to make sure that this guy runs into the circle on the ground here, into this like ritual circle, right? And doesn't die. He needs to go there, and if he goes there, then well, he dies and the portal opens. So don't kill him, don't kill him. If you kill him though, you can always respawn the game, reset the game and try again. So not the biggest deal there. And then here you need to give the gifts being Heart of Darkness, Sardina's Memento, and you have to have this one in your inventory as well, which you are allowed to keep though. There we go. And now you have this portal here. You can do this one. It costs a key, yeah, but it always has a guaranteed legendary. Never mind, they nerfed that. What? They actually nerfed us. What the fuck? Okay, I guess it doesn't have a guaranteed legendary anymore. Streamer line again, yeah. Streamer with the misinformation. I need to relearn the game, okay? I'm new to this patch. Okay, and then, since Lokarr is a super boss, you want to prepare with pots. Now, what kind of pots can you craft? There are no more pots that you can actually find on this patch. You are potless. But you can always craft some juicy Ugdan juice. I didn't actually get the good ones, fuck. There's also Elixir of the Drangul, which I also didn't get, fuck me. And then there's Royal Jelly, right? Royal Jelly is rather easier to get. You want to just like cream yourself, oil yourself with Royal Jelly rather. There we go, there we go. Wait, did they buff this? You get like 5 now for this? Oh, they buffed us. You used to get only 3, now you get 5. Interesting. Fire resistance. Also look for fire resistance. You want to craft a flame drinker ointment, because Lokarr deals, surprise surprise, who would have thought, fire damage. Even if you have like fire res overcapped, this still helps to, well, reduce burn duration, I guess. It doesn't do much, but it's like a little bit. Let's go here. One more thing actually. Yeah, you gotta check your stun res, because Lokarr like can pretty much like chain stun you if you have like terrible stun res. I have 80% though, so you wanna have 80% as well, if you wanna replicate what I'm doing here, I guess. And then one more thing though, you wanna check your what the fuck am I doing? You wanna check your freeze res, and if your freeze res is below 80, minus 80, you wanna check the craft for Hoar Frost Ointment. Hoar Frost Ointment, this one right here, and craft it, right? It gives you 66% freeze res, so that should be like good enough usually. I don't actually need it though, I already have it maxed, so we're gonna skip that one here. And now it is time to, well, not quite fight Lokarr himself, but to go through the dungeon that you need to like traverse when fighting Lokarr. If you go here and the sound plays, the sound prop plays, don't go too far, because that's gonna be like a fucking ambush here. There we go. Right. And in this area you also can farm the so-called Darkbond set, which you might know from like other playthroughs, from like Conjurers and so on. It's a very, very strong vitality set, and well, you get that one from these guys here. There's 4 of these guys in this entire dungeon, and not all can drop all pieces. Each can only drop 1 piece, so you have to farm all 4 to get the full set. Holy fuck, I'm so fucking squishy, am I not? Yeah. Did you imagine having like Frosted Cuirass and like Magi's Mantle, and having like 200 or 300 more armor? That would be so cool. Okay, there's like a 3rd one here, right? Holy moly. What is going on here? This dungeon is scary as fuck. At least for a Squishy Reaper. Terrible gear at this stage of the game. Very, very bad. Very bad gear. It's like good enough for fucking totem farming, but honestly, other than that, this character is very squish.
Good, you're back.
Anyway, number 4 will be over here. Spawn Bird Spirits, you noob. Thanks for the resub, Tarnish. Debated, I guess. Much appreciated support. Welcome back to the Bloomers. Okay, and yeah, we're not gonna go for the fourth one. We're just gonna go like through the blood here, right? And in this secret area, we're actually gonna be able to go towards Lokarr. No more rift gate here. And I guess if you die to the root of evil, you should reconsider your chances against Lokarr himself. But yeah, it's fine. Okay, once in here, you are in the Crucible of the Dead. And now you wanna check your pots. Got some battle music going. So the best way usually against Lokarr is to have high armor and to have high absorb, like flat absorb. A Reaper has, or rather my Reaper in this case especially, has neither. So it's gonna be very, very squishy, take lots of damage. Also Lokarr, on this 1.2 patch, now sunders. And on this iteration of the patch, not sure if it's gonna be like that for life or not, he can sunder on every single default attack, and his default attack is the 3 spikes and the spike sunder. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fucking fun. Yep, there it is. What's Sunder? Sunder is a debuff that makes me take, in this case, 35% more damage. It just makes me take 35% more damage. Just like that. It's fun. It's very fun. I mean, it's a new debuff type that is pretty good overall in my opinion, actually. On some bosses it feels maybe like a bit like bullshit. But yeah, that is Sunder. Welcome to Sunder. You can try to evade the Sunder, of course, right? You can like try to... jump over it, dodge it, use your rune augment, stuff like that. Anyway, this entire fight, honestly, with 1.2, just became a lot more interesting. Okay, let's just cluster this here. Why am I still not running? Why am I not attacking? I have 8 seconds on a cluster. 8, not 3. Oh my fucking god. Ding, 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 ding. Ding. I should have attacked a little bit more here. And he also starts like spawning Burden clones, which well, didn't matter too much earlier stages in this game. But now, well, he sunders, right? So it matters more. Right. But yeah, honestly, like with evade and like something like teleport on top, like you can manage like trying to at least like dodge the waves, or if you're strong enough, like just kill him and tank him, right? But yeah, the fight certainly got harder now compared to before. But you have also more tools, right? With the evade, you have more tools. Generally, overall, the game has gotten a bit harder with this patch, and this boss for sure has as well. Wake me up when he starts face tanking. You can face tank during Mark of Torment on this character, and like of course also during like cluster. And you could probably face tank a bit more for a bit longer when you have like higher armor. Now try Mogjogan, not today. I might try actually like building this character properly with like proper gear now. Right, so like now we've killed Lokarr. Now you can like farm Lokarr, and then you have the full Lokarr set. And then what you can do is you put the full Lokarr set in your stash. You buy enough like
Come see what's left of my wares.
what else do you do? You buy enough
See you around.
experience potions, of course. You buy enough merits. You buy enough mandates. That's actually the last thing that also wasn't that I don't have yet, right? So for speed leveling, right, you want this, just full set. You want these rings. You want this. Experience potions. You want the merits. I mean, there's already a merit here, okay. And then you want to make sure that you buy a mandate. A date with a man. You buy like some of these, right? And you put these in your stash as well. And then you use this to get like way more reputation gain on next character, right? You do this for every single faction. And then boom, like you can speed level a character in 6 hours instead of 22 hours. I mean, you're probably gonna like take honestly, I think I would suggest, or like rather not suggest, what I'm saying, I would assume a new player to get to this point, it's probably gonna take like 50 hours. And that's fine. Take your time if you're new, right? Like take your time, farm totems, get actual proper gear. Don't do Lokarr, at least on hardcore. Don't do them with like paper armor. Get like at least like 2k armor, maybe more. Fizz Rust 35 or more is actually, I mean, Fizz Rust is kind of fine, but you want more HP, you want more armor. You wanna get the other pots as well. There's more Ugdam pots, Ugdam bloom pots that you can farm from like Ancient Grove. Also, Elixir of the Drangul is really good that you can also get there as a blueprint. Make sure to get those. And then, yeah, I mean, you already have good damage on a Reaper. Like, if you just use these items, like these swords, this helmet, this belt, and you spec like I did, then you already have, like, very, very good damage. You need gear to become tanky, though. You need gear to become tanky. And, well, you could get gear by, you know, just doing easy content like farming totems, right? You could do, like, I don't know, Broken Hills totem or something like that. And, like, Broken Hills into SLT, you farm some totems, you farm Alchemist a bit, he's like the easiest dungeon. Like this dungeon is like very, like the Steps of Torments are like a very, very nice dungeon to farm with Reaper. The Alchemist rings can be really good as well. And then eventually you want to be like strong enough to farm toward the Heretic for like the Magi Mantle that I had earlier that was really, really fucking good. But I sold because I don't know, sometimes just not thinking about anything. And like blindly selling gear that I have in my bags, and I shouldn't have the gear in my bag that I want to save. The other dungeons you can also like try, of course. They should be doable as well for this character for sure. Ancient Grove is interesting because of blueprints for you and the vendor. Two with the Heretic is interesting for you because of the Morganath set and like the Magi Mantle, the green set, the green mantle. And Alchemos, like Steps of Torment, is interesting for you because of the Alchemos rings and Soul Rend if you want to like switch to a Soul Rend build. But yeah, Port Babbury and Bastion of Chaos, I mean, they're okay. They like provide gear for different characters as well, for other characters. But for Reaper, there's like nothing really you want in those. They're kind of useless for Reapers, in specific at least. But yeah, they're fun, right? Especially Port Babbury is very fun. So I recommend checking them out at some point. Anyway, this kind of concludes the 1-100 plus Lokarr fresh start challenge on this character. Like beginner, it's not a challenge, it's just like a beginner playthrough, right? This kind of concludes that. I might play this character some more, maybe there's gonna be some more episodes for this character, but for now this is gonna be like the conclusion because we've done everything that you want a first character to do, right? Things like Shattered Realm and so on, yeah, you can also do that, and you can like do that later at some point. But if you get these items, just like full set and like full mandates, right, then you can afford dying and just like rerolling with a new character, and the new character is gonna be like, you know, way quicker to like 94 to 100. So yeah, this is kind of like all that you need your starter character to do. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, guys.